WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, how we doing, everybody? Welcome to a hot, steamy, disgusting Thursday in New York City on the eve of America's birthday. It is Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash. Tiki out, I'm back. Shaun is here. Shaun will teach us how hot weather is dangerous throughout the show, which I look forward to. There is so much going on. James Dolan decided, I'm not writing a check. And so Mitchell Robinson is on another basketball team. That basketball team decided, we'll take crap back for Jaylen Brown. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Team USA, we were fully invested in watching the soccer last night. They got hosed, or at least I think they got hosed. More on that later. But I do want to do a service for not only you, Shaun, but for everybody in the audience. We understand that the Yankees suck right now.
Yes.
We all know it. We understand that the Yankees are playing historically bad baseball over the last week and a half. And I remember all the way back in April when the Mets were struggling, we took a clock out. It was called the Carlos Mendoza clock. And I said, when the clock strikes midnight for each of us, we will let you know when it's time to fire Carlos Mendoza. Now, I heard Boomer earlier this morning mockingly, how out of touch that Boomer Esiason, mockingly talking about how Yankee fans want to fire Aaron Boone. It's not a joke, Boom. Yankee fans do want to fire Aaron Boone. Now, no one's saying that's the right answer or that's going to fix their issues, but that's the reality of baseball in 2026. So I begin this show, no pun intended, with a temperature check. What time is it in terms of you, Shaun Morash, saying, screw it, fire the manager midseason?
It's 10:30 p.m., Evan, but I'll be honest, it was only dinner time at this time yesterday. I think yesterday to me was the biggest jump in swaying me in the pendulum of, I don't think they're going to win anything with this guy. That was that game above any other game this year. And I would argue, dating back to game one of the 2024 World Series since, was the game that the fingerprints are all over Aaron Boone as to why the Yankees lost the baseball game.
Now, is this not using Goldschmidt as a pinch hitter for Oswaldo Cabrera when he did admit after the game he was available? Was it one of the two bunts that Jose Caballero had?
It's three things. You hit on the first two. First of all, you just got to know your players and know your lineup. And the two are connected here. When they are coming up and you have that ghost runner on second, and Jose Caballero's batting, as I understand he struggled of late, and I understand he can bunt, but the batter after him is Oswaldo Cabrera, and you're not going to pinch hit. You cannot, with Spencer Jones, who's fast, take the bat out of Caballero's hands to pass the baton to Oswaldo Cabrera. Like, it doesn't matter if you've been around baseball your whole life. It doesn't matter if you started watching the Yankees just this year. Anybody with a pulse who watched that game yesterday knew Jose Caballero is in a better situation to drive in a run than Oswaldo Cabrera. Now, if he does bunt him, the answer has to be pinch hitting with Paul Goldschmidt. And I was operating under the assumption, and why I was more angry about the bunt yesterday, that based on the illness that was going around, which is funny that Spencer Jones comes off the bench yesterday, that Paul Goldschmidt likely had that same illness. But for Aaron Boone to not say that after the game and instead, nope, I just trusted that Oswaldo Cabrera was going to get a poke, that actually borders on malpractice. Like that, put it this way, I am not suggesting this is the case at all, but when we have like investigations into the NBA and everything, and you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, it was so bad, it made you think, is something going on here? Like, how could you think Oswaldo Cabrera, who's going to get sent down for Trent Grisham today or tomorrow, has a better chance at poking one than Paul Goldschmidt or Jose Caballero? How could you think that and be around baseball all your life? I'm sorry. So that was number two. Number three was simply this. And this is maybe this on Cashman and Company. We are down to the point, and we were there 3 weeks ago. Camilo Doval is your absolute last option in the bullpen. That's it. He's gotten that bad. Forget Circle of Trust, and you've seen the year Hedrick's had. Even Paul Blackburn has pitched great since May 1st.
Yeah.
And I know he came into the game yesterday, and they used some of these bodies. And I know that David Bednar is out on the paternity list. He has to now, going forward, if he's going to be on this team, be your last option out of the pen. And if you lose because you've used every part of the bullpen, that's fine. He cannot be coming into that game in the 11th inning. Anybody is better.
Yeah, so can I start at the back end on this? Because this is a Brian Cashman issue. Camilo Doval has options.
Yeah.
For those not aware, that means they can send him down.
Yeah, not just Giovanni Cruz. Yes.
That's my point. Giovanni Cruz has been here for 30 seconds 2 different times this year, and every time Aaron Boone and the Yankees have used him, he's looked pretty dominant.
Yeah.
He's a 26-year-old who's harnessing his stuff, who very well could be the reliever that comes out of nowhere that has a big year for your team.
Oh, I'm going to pause you right there. Very well could be. There's a good chance if the Yankees don't win the division, we're looking at them getting Giovanni Cruz getting big outs in the wild card going, gee, I wonder if we kept this guy up. Maybe we're not playing in the wild card round.
No, I agree with you. And that's why him being sent down again yesterday was egregious. Now, that's not an Aaron Boone thing. That's a Brian Cashman thing. But when you send Giovanni Cruz down and Camilo Doval, who has options, and see, this is an ego thing. See, I think I'm pretty fair. I will defend Brian Cashman a lot to you. I'm going to be very critical of him right now. That's an ego move, Cash, because you traded for Camilo Doval last year, a move that I celebrated, many Yankee fans celebrated. We all liked it. He has been a failure now, and he has options. Send his ass to Scranton. It ain't that complicated.
And it might be good for him to not be a problem if he comes back up in 3 weeks.
Well, you know who it's good for? The Yankees.
Yes.
Because he's not very good, and Giovanni Cruz can't continue to be sent down. But I agree with you. I know that with managers, especially over the course of a 7-game losing streak, it's easy to find moments to criticize. But you can't bunt there if your intention is to let Oswaldo Cabrera hit.
You can't do it. Because you need a fly ball to win the game. Cabrera doesn't hit fly balls.
Now, here's the reality. When it comes to Aaron Boone and the Yankees issues and how concerned you truly are, because I've listened a little bit to the station over the last few days, and it varies in terms of how worried are you? How worried are you? Well, the American League sucks. Don't worry. Aaron Judge will come back someday. The reality is this. Cody Bellinger and Ben Rice are the reasons. They are the main reasons why this team is struggling right now. Because when I went on that diatribe a month ago when Judge went down and I said, don't worry, things are different. This isn't 23. This isn't 24. It's so different. The reason I thought it was different was because of those two guys.
Yes.
Because those two guys are stellar. Those two guys are solid. I'm not worried that they're going to crumble. They've crumbled. Let's call them out by names. Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger, since the moment Aaron Judge has gone down, has been bad.
Yep.
And they need to be better. Now, are they the only reasons? No. Their defense has been abysmal. Their starting pitching hasn't been good enough. Like, we can go through a laundry list to describe what's happened not only over the last 7 days, but over the last 16 days to the Yankee struggles. But to me, it starts with two guys in Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger who were better than this and need to be better than this because they are failing without Aaron Judge.
Yeah. And look, they're entitled because Bellinger basically plays every day. I know he sat the other day. They are entitled to have a slump. Everybody in baseball is a slump. It sucks that they're both slumping at the same time. But, yeah, there needs to be a wake-up call. But it's also, if they're going to slump like that, you're looking at a Yankee lineup. And I made this point without you yesterday, Evan, that they are playing old-school National League baseball. They are playing handcuffed with 8 hitters every game with what they're getting out of their catcher position.
Yeah.
So if you're playing like you're in the National League in 1993, I mean, Austin Wells might as well be running the bases with a jacket on, then to me, you just cannot have those two guys come up lifeless.
I also want to make very clear when it comes to Aaron Boone, like it did with Carlos Mendoza, I don't think I'm some crazy guy who says, fire this guy or fire that guy. But we need to understand the realities of Major League Baseball. We're going to play some clips of Steve Cohen in a few minutes because Steve finally addressed Met fans. But he said something about a manager that I think applies to Aaron Boone and all managers. He said managers are usually hired to be fired. Let's not act like Aaron Boone or anybody else is above reproach. Baseball's the kind of sport, just ask the Philadelphia Phillies, where sometimes, in certain moments, you do fire the manager to spark the team. Now, I am not at 12 o'clock midnight. I want to make this clear. I'm not endorsing them firing Aaron Boone.
Nor am I. I said 10:30. I'm not.
I just really, and honestly, I had an issue with what Boomer said this morning. I love the guy. When he mocked the idea of Yankee fans calling up this radio station to say I'd fire the manager. Why is that mockable? And don't tell me it's not his fault. It wasn't Mendy's fault either. It wasn't Rob Thompson's fault either. Like, talking about a manager and making a move to get a team going is not crazy. It's not ignorant. It's not stupid. It's understandable. Now, we set this clock up for Mendy. I think it's a fair way to determine where you are. Shaun Moraz said it's 10:30 at night. I'm at about 9:15.
Yeah. Oh, so we're close enough?
Yeah. I'm not
way, it's evening cocktail time.
Dude, if they continue to lose, and we're sitting here, let's say, right around the trade deadline, and I don't think this is going to happen, but I'm merely telling you, and they're at 500, Like literally, they lose 15 out of 20.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we're talking about the Yankees having more than just a June swoon, but a collapse in a late July, early August. I could get to midnight, and I don't think that's crazy. The guy's been here for a decade.
Well,
and Aaron Judge came out the other day, courtesy of Chris Kirshner, and said, we're lacking focus. That's the captain speaking.
Yeah.
So what I want to make clear to everybody out there and everybody who's associated with the Yankees, or you're not a Yankee fan, or whoever you are, is it is a safe zone to talk about the manager being fired. You don't need to be tongue-lashed like you're some ignorant idiot for mentioning, how could you fire Boone? It's not his fault. It's never the manager's fault. But it doesn't mean it's off the table. So Yankee fans, I apologize. Boomer made it a non-safe space. And I hate to project, but Chris McMonagle's not going to make it a safe space for you either at 2 o'clock. It is a safe space if you actually want to say, hey, maybe we should change the manager. It doesn't mean it's all his fault.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you blame him for everything. It doesn't mean he's a bad guy. It just means that's a part of baseball. It's been around for 1,000,000 years. Leo the Lip lost his job once.
That's right, Leo.
You don't even know who Leo the Lip is?
I don't. I think he was a gymnast that broke his ankle and then stood up. It don't matter.
That's Kerry Struck.
That's Kerry Struck.
Leo DeRocher, but whatever. Go ahead.
Okay.
What?
I think this is very important to note when talking about the Aaron Boone clock.
Yes.
The reason, at least for me internally, and I bet there's a fair number of Yankee fans who agree with this, that Aaron Boone hasn't faced this level of criticism quite like he's facing this week, not only because of how bad they played, but is the Yankees spent basically the majority of their offseason with Brian Cashman, to a lesser extent Hausheimer, and even Aaron Boone, going out of their way to tell the world how much Aaron Boone does and how much he's not a puppet.
Shut up, Tubby.
We don't scotch tape the lineup there, and Aaron Boone goes, remember all of this stuff? It's all been put on Aaron Boone makes these decisions.
You guys are dumb.
Well, if now you spaced yourself out. Aaron Boone, you wanted to make sure that wasn't as collaborative as we thought. These decisions and what's gone on to this team having actually their worst June swoon out of the last 5 years, record-wise. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, 2 games under 500.
2 games under. This makes it far worse because now my ire is not towards Brian Cashman. You guys went above and beyond telling me this was all on you. So this is on you. These decisions going to Duvall, on you.
Now, Met fans, you're sitting here and you're like, what about me? Me, David Stern, Steve Cohen. Let me address, and I did a whole Rico on this if you want to bore yourself to tears listening to everything Steve Cohen said. I will tell you personally as a Met fan, the number one things that jumped out at me about what Steve Cohen had to say.
Okay.
Number one, I want to start off with Lindor and Soto. Because until yesterday, the idea that Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto didn't get along was a rumor. It was a well-sourced rumor, but it was a rumor. And yet Steve Cohen, when asked this question from Joel Sherman about, would you trade Soto and Lindor? Can they coexist together? Listen to the honesty of the owner of the New York Mets.
What do you think of their dynamic, which has been talked about quite a bit? Can a winning team be formed with those two guys as the two key guys?
Yeah, I don't see them going anywhere. Okay, and frankly, I think that's a story that was last year's story, and that I actually am told and believe strongly that these guys are getting along much better, and so I just don't see that as an issue anymore.
Okay. Couple of things. I don't want to criticize Joel and John because I think overall they did a really good job.
They did.
And I think one of the biggest critiques you can have on me and anybody else during an interview is the follow-up. I need to know from this owner who brought it up. He didn't have to say anything about Lindor and Soto. A, what was the issue? And B, were you hands-on fixing it? Didn't sound like it by the answer. And how are they good now? Walk me through this. Instead, what Steve Cohen did, and I appreciate his honesty. If there's one takeaway from Steve Cohen's interview, whether you like what he said or didn't, and it's a mixed bag with me, he was honest. Almost to a fault.
Yes.
How does he just tell us very casually, yeah, they didn't get along. Old story, though.
I
We're
just
good
don't
now.
see that as an issue anymore.
Anymore? Well, what happened?
I'm completely with you. Also makes me think anything I might have questioned him saying throughout this interview, like other stuff that came up. I don't know how I could question it because why would you be so honest about this and dishonest about this? Would be the one thing you should be dishonest about. He was too honest.
There's no reason to be honest. I
But
appreciate it, but it creates more questions and, dare I say, more drama.
more drama. And here's the questions I have that come out. 2 things. Number one, he brings up, but it seems like all's good now. Well, is it? Because the two have barely been in the same dugout all year based on injuries. Think about that. They have played, what, a combined 15 games?
I don't think that's proof that they have issues, though. They've just both been hurt a lot.
Hold on.
Thank you.
But when he says it seems like everything's all good.
Well, first of all, you're the owner. It seems. Go down there and find out. You're paying both those guys a fortune.
But my point is, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. They haven't been around each other a whole heck of a lot for 3 months.
No, I get your point.
They just haven't. That's number one.
I think that's fair.
Number two, the other thing that he's not going to bring up on his own there, but immediately, how do you not ask yourself this question? If he is defending that was the case, that there was an issue between there, do you not now wonder, well, wait a minute. When you wheel out Alonzo, Nimmo, and McNeil in the same offseason, was there an issue there? Because we heard rumors and issues there. Mm-hmm. So if you're admitting there's one there, now you're not going to talk about players that aren't on the team anymore. I open it up and I go, I'm starting to think Lindor did have an issue with those guys too.
That's a fair question.
And Soto's here to stay, so of course you're not going to get rid of him. But it was easy to get rid of those other three guys.
I think in a lot of ways, more questions were created. Now, the other big thing that I know most Met fans wanted to hear about, myself too, was David Stearns. Is he in trouble? Is he coming back? And so here is, and there's a few different answers here from Steve. And we'll get to your Yankee calls in a few minutes. And Met fans, you're welcome to now with the Cohen discussion, 888-808-1019. And we'll get into the World Cup. We'll get into the Knicks. So we'll approach every subject today. Phones are open for you all day.
We're handing out red cards to bad callers.
Yeah, that's right. And bad takes.
Yes.
For you, Shaun.
Oh.
And maybe me.
I'm sorry.
Here's what the owner said about David Stearns coming back.
Listen, I mean, I'm going forward with David as our leader. And listen, there's no guarantees in anything. Okay, I'm going to evaluate this as we go along. And listen, David knows that it hasn't worked out the way he thought it would work out, the way I thought it would work out. He'd be the first one to admit that he's made some mistakes. And this is a guy who's reflective. What am I looking for? I'm looking for someone when things are going great, hey, it's easy. When things aren't going great, are you reflective? Are you adaptable? Are you flexible? I believe David is, and I hear it. And
we don't.
And so that encourages me that it's not just my way being a very, orthodox approach.
We don't hear that stuff. I like that he says that, but whenever we hear David Stearns talk, we don't hear him being the first person to admit how wrong he's been. Now, the reason I wouldn't fire David Stearns, and Steve gave like 18 different reasons, most of them were not good.
Yeah.
But the one reason I agree with, and I take heat for it, as he phrased it, is the churn and burn.
It's too early to really make evaluations, and I feel really strongly that if we're going to burn and churn, that's a terrible place to be.
Burn and churn.
And every time you burn and churn, guess what? The next time, nobody wants to come, okay? Is someone going to put their career in your hands if you're going to be, short-term oriented? And I have a contract. It's a 5-year contract, and we're going to live that contract out.
Burn and churn. I agree with him. I think if they fire David Stearns tomorrow, when he's 3 years into not a rebuild, but a massive reshuffling of the New York Mets, I don't think that is appealing to any other candidate. Now, the other reasons Cohen gave, like, does he get credit for 2024? Not really. He gets a little bit of credit. He gets the Luis Severino credit.
Yeah.
He gets the Shaun Manaea credit, but the guts of that team wasn't built by him.
And he took it down. So if we're going to give him credit for 2024, he dismantled it.
Absolutely. I think that's fair. The churn and burn, or the burn and churn, is my big defense of why I'm not on that boat that a lot of people are, of just get rid of David Stearns today. And that's not a defense of him. People hear that as why you're defending him. I'm not. I'll go through every move with you. It's been more bad than good. But I also don't think functioning franchises, especially an owner who's had 18 different general managers, who has shown us in his 6 years he doesn't fully know what he's doing, I don't think that's the best course of action.
Yeah, Rich, just real quickly, I'm surprised by that. What's the definition then of how many years before it's burn and churn? Because I look at 2 years, okay, we're going to be approaching the end of year 3 here.
You want my answer?
Yeah.
This is Evan speaking, not
Evan
Steve.
speaking, yeah.
It's probably another year and a half.
So you think into your 5th year before it's burn and before we can stop the burn and churn?
To where I get to the point of, wow, this has been a failure, to the point where I'm making a change right now.
Dude, that's half a decade.
I understand. It's a president of baseball operations. It's not a manager. It's not a quick fix.
I think by year 3, you know.
So do you want David Stearns fired?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I disagree with you. Now, I'll tell you what Steve Cohen also said that I appreciated. He admitted he's failing as owner of the New York Mets. You very rarely will hear that.
Yeah.
You won't hear an owner say that. He did.
Because I came in. What did I say? I wanted to do something great for New York, and I'm failing. Okay, I mean, I'm failing. Okay, we're 6 years in, and I want a sustainable success. We've had moments, but just not enough of them.
I appreciate him understanding what we all know. He has been failing. Now, does that mean he's the Will Ponds and we have to go nuclear like that? No. Does that mean he's the worst owner ever and the Mets could never turn it around? No. But I appreciate, and this is why I have mixed views on what I heard from Steve. I appreciate that he is, as I like to say, dying on the sword.
Yeah.
I'm the owner of the team, and the results are the results. I have failed. And now we got to figure things out.
I appreciate it as well. And I know we don't have the audio. I also appreciated that as part of the owner, he admitted he probably gets in the muck a little too much on Twitter with the fans, which explains some of the fan call-outs.
Well,
because he feels like he is a fan arguing with fans.
The problem Cohen has, I'll give him a critique, is you can't go half-ass. You can't be on Twitter when Bo Bichette gets a big hit in April and disappear for 2 months.
You're right.
Now, he said he needs a new way to communicate with fans. I got an idea. The Rico.
You know, we have a show here he could come on, too.
Yeah, but you know what the difference is? The reason I'm not going to say our show, Evan and Tiki, or the Carton Show, or the Morning Show, or Loogie, is that it's a long form. He can curse. We can go for 2 hours. We can get into the nitty gritty of things that most people don't care
such
about.
a selfish
I'm sorry.
pig.
I think it's the Rico.
Rico Brogdon.
I think
This is the Rico Brogdon
Quick
podcast.
gets stolen. We get Cohen 40 minutes, and then you do a Rico breaking down every answer he already gave you.
I don't want to be a jerk. Cohen's not going to come on our show. He's not going to come on these shows because we're not going to sit there and kiss his ass.
Why?
And kiss the ring. Now, I'll appreciate the stuff I like, but we're going to push back on a lot of stuff. So I think his way of trying to interact with people, and that's not to say that Joel and John did that. I don't think they fully kissed his ass by any stretch.
I think they made it fun for him, but I still think they asked important questions.
I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I do
Absolutely. And I think what's always tough about an interview, and I'm very reflective on the ones we do, is I walk away saying, damn it, I should have followed up with this.
Yes.
Or I should have followed up with that. So that's not unique to them. That's basically everybody. So Met fans, how are you feeling? Yankee fans, where are you at in the course of a 7-game losing streak? 888-808-1019, the number. Soccer, basketball, even Shaun's unfiltered opinion on the disaster known as the New York Rangers.
You're dead to me.
We got a lot to do. 888-808-1019. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Who's Hot in Baseball is sponsored by Petro Home Services. Tampa's Junior Caminero is hot. He batted .455, has 7 homers, and drove in 15 runs over the last week. Don't let your AC strike out this summer. Petro's tune-up and repair team has you covered. Go with your local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. For special offers, go to petro.com. That's petro.com. And it's time for the Yankees turning point of the game. Be the first caller to correctly identify yesterday's turning point of the game at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. And you'll receive a $100 Wendy's gift card from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great, even late at Wendy's. It's all from your flagship station for New York Yankees baseball, The Fan.
America turns 250. The Yankees look to get back to their winning ways. The Mets have some big decisions before the deadline. The Giants and Jets gear up for camp. Light the grill, light the sky, and light up the phones. Celebrate all weekend on your home for New York sports. 1019 FM WFAN.
July 4th weekend is upon us as we celebrate America's 250th birthday. Don't forget to check out Flag & Anthem's epic summer sale with 25% off site-wide, plus a free logo mini speaker with purchase. Use code WFAN25 for 25% off. Flag & Anthem, real clothes for real life.
As World Soccer hits the big stage, Fanatics Sportsbook is making every game day worth more. Earn up to 10% fan cash on your soccer bets, win or lose. That's real extra value you can unlock every match, all tournament long. And fan cash isn't just for betting. You can use it anywhere in the world of Fanatics. On game tickets, merchandise, collectibles, profit boosts, and more. One ecosystem, endless ways to spend. Plus, new customers get up to $1,000 in fan cash. That's $100 bet match every day for your first 10 days. The world is ready. Are you? Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatic Sportsbook app.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Eligible safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
Right now, you can grab a full breakfast at Dunkin' for $6. That's 2 wake-up wrap sandwiches and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. It's quick, easy, and covers your whole morning, all in one stop. Did I mention it's filling and delicious? It's a full breakfast. It's a great value, and it just makes mornings easier. So next time you're at Dunkin', don't overthink it. Order the Dunkin' $6 meal deal. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Ever finish cooking and realize your food didn't finish cooking? There's a smarter way. With the Chef IQ Sense, guessing is over. It's a smart thermometer that alerts your phone the moment your food is ready. So steaks hit perfect doneness, chicken stays juicy, and dinner just works. Insert the probe, choose your doneness, and relax. Because great cooking isn't luck.
Your food is ready.
It's Chef IQ. Use code RADIO at checkout to save big on ChefIQ.com. That's code RADIO at ChefIQ.com.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, and that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro Painters and get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th and let freedom and fresh paint ring.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Attention BetMGM players. Have a friend who wants to join the action? Now both of you can earn a $100 bonus when they sign through BetMGM's Refer a Friend program. Just sign into your BetMGM account and check out the Refer a Friend program to send your friend a message inviting them to register a new account. Once your friend signs up and makes a deposit, they'll receive a $100 bonus. And once your friend places a bet with their bonus and the bet is settled, you'll receive a $100 bonus as well. Plus, you can refer up to 5 friends a month. Share the excitement and get a $100 bonus every time you refer a friend to BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 30 days.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. 6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
The night belongs to the fans. Join Tommy Lugauer for After Hours, weekdays at 7. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. The Yankees lost their 7th straight game, despite an incredible 9th-inning comeback. DeMillo, DFA, Doval collapsed in the 11th. The Yankees lost 6-2. They're incredibly 5 games back in the loss column again to the Rays. The Mets, meanwhile, lost 9-3 on Canada Day as Freddie Peralta continues to underwhelm. And Team USA beat Bosnia-Herzegovina 2-0 to advance to the round of 16.
We got a lot to discuss today. The Jaylen Brown trade, how it impacts the Knicks. Should the Nets have gone after him? Mitchell Robinson, USA losing but winning. They won, but then they lost one of their better players to a red card, which meant they played shorthanded, which I was very confused by. And now he's not going to play in the next game against the Waffles. So we got a lot to get to. Get it?
I loved it, and I've already written a similar joke for the next
Very
Fan Focus.
nasty. No, I'm being nice.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's get to your phone calls, 888-808-1019. But first, a very important question for Shaun Moraz that has been on a lot of people's minds concerning the New York Yankees. Do you still have it?
I feel nothing but 98 vibes.
Do you still have it?
No.
Ah, okay.
No, I don't
gone?
It's gone. It doesn't mean I don't have hopes for a World Series. It's more 89 vibes now.
Oh, God.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
It's a sickness.
Yeah.
Hensley Mullins is walking through that door.
Let's get to your calls, 888-808-1019. Bobby in Belmore. Lead it off, baby. What's up, Bobby?
All right, good morning. 2 quick things. Bellinger and the pitching staff. Bellinger, $42 million this year, the highest paid player in the Yankees. I wonder what Judge thinks about that, watching what he's watching. 254 average, no RBIs the last 13 games. Did nothing in the postseason last year. Not a postseason player. I don't even know why Cashman gave him all that money.
I disagree. He's a bat on ball kind of chokes up with 2 strikes. I understand he didn't have a great postseason, but that's the exact kind of player the Yankees need.
Bobby, looking right now, he's not carrying.
All right, he's not allowed to have a slump. He's not allowed to have a slump. The guy plays every single day. He finally got a
when
break.
you make $42 million and Judge is out, the highest
Judge
player on the
has
team,
slumps
Judge
all the
is out.
time. Juan Soto has slumps. The best players in baseball slump all the time, and they get paid a lot of money.
But not without Judges. They need him without Judge.
Of course, that's not how baseball works. Okay, go on.
All right, now Cole's coming back from Tommy John. He's been awful his last 5 starts, over a 6 ERA. Fried has a history of arm injuries, been bad in postseason in the last few years, and Rodin is Rodin. Now, I think they'll still get to the World Series because the AL sucks. But
by the way, what a great conclusion.
Yeah.
Bellinger's awful. He's not a postseason player. I'm worried about Cole. Fried's hurt. I don't trust Rodon. We'll go to the World Series.
Yeah.
Rodin,
by the way.
A couple of things. When he talked about the pitching staff, this reinforces an opinion I had a week ago, which is you never have enough pitching.
You're right about
and
that.
if Tarek Skubal is available, you try to trade for him. I do not understand the other side. I've heard our buddy Tommy Lugauer make the point. It's foolish to trade for Tarek Skubal. Why?
No, it's again, Evan, I think my point was right, and I've graduated more towards your side. I don't care that I flip-flopped on this. I would trade for him now. It's foolish to trade for him if that's the only thing you do and you don't upgrade catcher in the bullpen. That's my point.
But those things are not always connected.
They're not always connected, but with the Yankees, we've lived enough trade deadlines to know if they go big game hunting, that's usually it. That's usually it.
I get it. Now, to his point about Cody Bellinger, and I don't think Yankee fans are going to care that much about it, but his time in L.A., in which the Dodgers were in the playoffs every year, he mostly was not a great postseason player.
Okay.
His career postseason numbers are awful, and obviously didn't hit a lot last year during the 7 postseason games they played against Boston and Toronto. That's kind of irrelevant for now. What matters is that they do need him with Judge out.
Yes.
A part of why I didn't think the Yankees would struggle like this is because I thought they were better equipped to deal with an injury to Aaron Judge because they had good players.
They did.
Ben Rice is a part of this too. And you want to say it's unfair to him? Here's the reality. Since Judge went down, those 2 players have been bad. Those are facts.
And I don't know if they're pressing. I don't know if they're getting less great pitches to hit because the lineup around him is absolute crap, or it's just simply timed out in baseball that they have had their worst 3 weeks of the season, and it happened to be when Aaron Judge was out. Like, all those things could be combined. You're right. If they don't turn it around, the Yankees are in deep trouble. But I think they will. They'll play to the back of their baseball card.
Let's go to Steve in White House Station. What's up, my man?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, man.
All right. Hey, first question for you before I get to the Yankees. The night before last, Tuesday night, the game was on Amazon Prime, and you guys are usually good about covering this. I usually had no issue with Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
This time when I went to watch, it said I had to pay $38 to sign up for HBO Max, and it was blacked out on all the other stations.
And where is
White
House Station? By the way, I don't know.
It's definitely in zone. It's West Central New Jersey.
Interesting, because that was also a TBS game nationally, which is why it would be on HBO Max, but it was blacked out on TNT or TBS here.
It was blacked out.
Steve, I
literally couldn't watch the game. I couldn't watch.
I think that Shaun. Did you try TBS to watch the game?
Yeah, blacked out.
That's a weird one.
That is a weird one.
My guess was going to be that he lives far enough away where it's not in the zone and that they were going to black it out. You could only watch it on TBS. But if they blacked out TBS too, then I don't have a good answer for you.
My guess is Amazon Prime has a different circle than TBS
Yeah,
has.
but that screws a guy like Steve.
I completely agree. That's not right. I'm unaware of that. Again, I turned on Prime. The game was there. So I'm I didn't realize it happened.
Well, and this was the only time I had that issue, so I don't know why. But, well, anyhow. So you guys, you know I'm not a Boone fan. My only concern there is that when you guys get to midnight, it isn't where we wound up with Mendoza or too little too late, and they're, fighting for a wild card spot, although that would be hard to imagine at this rate. Who knows? But my comment on Duvall, and then I'll let you guys go, is, it's funny when you watch Duvall pitch and Michael Kay makes the comment when he throws 101, 102 mile an hour fastball, if the Yankees could only unlock this guy, I don't know why he always struggles. And I think the answer is because when he throws the ball, he literally has no idea where it's going.
And that's been a problem for him dating back to his San Francisco days. When he harnesses it for periods of time, he's as electric a reliever as you'll see. The problem is, and he's now a veteran, he's pitched enough time in the major leagues where he's been around. He ain't some rookie. He has a tough time harnessing that.
Yeah, he's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Very good. Let's go to Eric in Clifton, New Jersey. Hey, Eric.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Just want to give you my take on the thing with the Cohen interview you guys are talking about. It just seems to me like the only reason, if you're Cohen, why you come out on something like this, it just kind of seems like you want to drive at least one, if not two, of these guys out of town. When you look back at Lindor, it just seems like it got zero metal to him. The hobby bias, flipping up the fans, having to be escorted out of the bullpen by a bunch of his teammates, like a diamond protection formation around him like he was a president, choking McNeil, the political nonsense with Nemo, high-fiving every single Met on opening roll call except for Soto. It just seems like enough is enough. He's got a 680 OPS, and he's 32. Soto's 27, and he's 950 OPS. Most likely, he's not going to be going anywhere. But I mean, like, what do you like? Lindor clearly has thin skin. So having your owner come out and talk about this before the deadline, I mean, what do you think, Ev? Like, do you think that maybe he's just trying to get him? I don't know if he has a no trade clause or like
he does.
Or just incentivize him to want to go somewhere else.
No, I didn't buy that. That was Cohen. I think Cohen was being honest. Steve Cohen was asked a question about the relationship of Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto, and if he could see trading one of them. His answer was no. And he also said, yeah, it's a last year thing. So I think in Cohen's honesty, he thought he was diffusing the situation by saying, oh, that's a year ago. We're all good. But I remember that Lindor and McNeil had their issues, and then they were fine until they weren't fine. Because usually if two guys don't like each other, you could put a Band-Aid on it. Eventually, the Band-Aid comes off and the scar returns. Did I get that right?
Oh, lucky for you, I did idioms this morning.
There you go.
Bookmark that for next week.
Now, here's what I'll say, because I think this is a very fair question for Francisco Lindor. I don't have the answer. It's more Cohen opened up the door to questions. I'd say to Francisco, seems like you have a lot of issues with a lot of teammates. Why? And I think that's a fair question. Jeff McNeil, rumors that are still unsubstantiated around the political differences, and now Soto. So we've got two stories,
Soto,
McNeil and Soto, that are now confirmed.
Yeah.
And those are true. Yeah. Those aren't rumors. The politics stuff is rumors. I'll put that aside. So I think it's fair to say, hey, is there an issue with you? And since it seems like you have problems with your teammates, at least that we know of.
He's got to give some sort of answer now. The owner confirmed, right? Like you can't just go, don't read everything you had. Like the owner said there's an issue. So I think for him, it's just as simple as, hey, we're grown men in a locker room. We've had our differences, but we've moved forward here.
I don't know if the writers are going to do this, if the beat writers and the Mets are going to do this, but I'd push Lindor and Soto on this all day Friday.
Why not? What else are you asking him about? The team's 70 games under 500.
No, I know.
What else is the story?
Now, here's my opinion on trading him. And again, there's a difference between what I think the Mets will do and what I would do as just a fan and a diehard. I think when you suck the way the Mets suck, everything should be on the table. There is not a person alive who should be unspeakable. Now, I think Juan Soto and Nolan McLean are the closest players to being untradeable. Mm-hmm. So let's put them aside. I'd listen on Lindor, but if you guys remember all the way back in January, I came up with a fake trade of Francisco Lindor. Didn't even want to do it, but I said, hey, let's build one. Let's see how this could work. And I came up with the Dodgers because they could have used a shortstop. And we came up with I thought at the time, a fair deal. It was Andy Pajas, who's had an amazing year.
Oh, yeah. Living off that World Series moment.
The contracts of Tyler Glasnow and Freddie Freeman. Now, I think if we look back on it, we'd say, oh, my God, that's a no-brainer. That deal isn't out there.
No.
So when you say trade Lindor, what do you think you're getting back?
Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez.
Are you going to do a Met Yankee trade? Is that what you want to do?
I mean, Lindor would fit the Yankees.
Licata tried that on me last week. He's like, I got a Met Yankee trade. Would you do it? It's not happening.
Of course it's not happening. But I do think Lindor would fit with the Yankees.
Of course. You could use a shortstop.
Definitely could.
Who do you think he'd hate the most in the Yankee room since he can't get along with Met players?
Oh, it's a good point. Probably, I guess we'll go for the stars, right? He hates all the stars, so he'd probably hate Judge and Stanton.
I think it's Giancarlo.
Yeah, Giancarlo rubbed him
Don't they have a history? That's right. That's right.
Giancarlo and Bellinger had.
No. That's the
wife.
No. 2021 when Lindor hit the home runs against the Yankees.
Oh, right.
It was Stanton and Lindor. Well, I tell you, Lindor can't get along with anybody, can he?
Mets suck.
That's amazing. He seems so likable, too.
I agree with you. And I think that there's more to the story. Like, I think questions need to be asked, but it doesn't mean we know the answers.
No.
I would be open to any kind of trade involving the New York Mets, but I warn Met fans, you're not getting a lot back for Lindor when you look at his age, when you look at the contract. I just don't know how many suitors would actually be there. And then you got to ask yourself this question. Are you willing to pay off part of Lindor's contract to get back a minimal return of prospects? At that point, I'd rather keep him.
Would you look to back invest even in an opt-out in Bo Bichette to play short after that?
No.
Okay. You've seen enough.
I mean, first of all, he's not a shortstop. The Blue Jays were moving him off of shortstop.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Did I tell you my Toronto, or I should say Canadian security border confrontation?
I haven't seen you, and I briefly spoke to you last night watching a soccer game.
So I went to Niagara Falls over the weekend, and coincidentally, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, the Mets were in Toronto on Monday.
Oh, what a coincidence.
And Niagara Falls without traffic is about an hour 20 from Toronto.
I'm aware, Evan, if you might remember, I told you I went to Niagara Falls, and coincidentally, the Yankees were in Toronto.
It's amazing how things work. So I'm crossing the border over the Rainbow Bridge in Niagara Falls into Canada, and there's a sign that says, stop until the border agent calls you. I ignored the sign.
Oh, come on.
And the Canadian border agent stuck his head out the window and said, move back! Move back! And I was like, oh, crap, I really screwed this one up. So I back up. Then he calls me, and the first thing I do when I pull up is I say, look, I just want to apologize. Typical Canadian. Oh, don't you worry about it. Don't you worry. It's okay. No problem.
You betcha.
You betcha. Then he looks at me. I'm wearing a Met jersey, and he says, oh, a Met fan. I shouldn't be surprised.
Wow. He threw that on you.
And then we started talking Bo Bichette, which is the reason I bring this up.
You talked Bo Bichette with a border agent. Doesn't he have more pressing needs?
He talked Bo Bichette with me. All right,
right,
let's phrase this correctly. I didn't bring Bo Bichette up. He said, you're going to the game. Because, of course, they ask you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to Canada, taking my family. We're turning around at night. How long you staying? The whole thing. And then he says to me, Bo Bichette returns tonight. And I said, I'm aware. Do you want him to just stay in Canada after we leave? And he's like, oh, it's not going well? I guess as I tell the story, maybe I brought up Bo Bichette.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like it, Evan. Sounds like a line of cars was behind you, and you hadn't even shown your dog's passport yet at this point.
Here's the best part.
All right.
He then says, I think he's going to get booed. And I'm like, listen, sir, I know I'm not Canadian. I know I'm not from Toronto, but you're wrong. And we did a 5-minute talk show.
You did a
debating.
RICO. You did a RICO with Border Patrol on whether Bo Bichette would get booed or
Yes.
not.
And by the way, if he's listening, I was right. He didn't get booed. He got a standing ovation 100 times.
Did a car horn honk by the time he got to Kawhi Leonard returning to Toronto, too? How did that go?
You're going to get banned from Canada over the Mets.
By the way, no one's honking because everyone's waiting. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
they found illegal drugs on me. They don't know.
Good point. Did they?
No.
All right, good.
I'm clean as a whistle. But yeah, I did a talk show with a Canadian border agent.
Nice.
And he was wrong and I was right. So clearly I'm more locked in on Toronto sports than Jacques.
I know we have to get to other things. Can you just tell me how it went with the dog's passport? I really care about this.
The dog never crossed the border.
I thought you were bringing the dog. Then you have to get the ID for the dog?
I had the ID. Oh, let me rephrase that. I didn't take Marshmallow to the Blue Jay Met game.
Okay.
But the day before, if you've ever been to Niagara Falls, really cool. You can walk across this Rainbow Bridge and walk into Canada.
Yep.
And it's pretty cool. Like, you go through security once you're there. So there, yes. As I was walking Marshmallow, I gave them her ID. And it was all good. It was all good.
Did you take her to the Ripley's, believe it or not?
I got to tell you, I'll save this for later. Not a fan of Niagara Falls.
Oh, gee, you know what? Let's save that for later, because I remember somebody on this show warning you that it's a quick done for the day.
Very nasty.
Well, it's more complicated than that, but we'll get to that a little bit later on.
Okay.
Right now, John in Mineola wants a Yankee shakeup, and that's much more important. What's up, John?
Hey, gents. How you doing?
Good, man.
I will just say George is turning in his grave. If he was alive to see the lack of urgency that spews from Aaron Boone, he'd blow a blood vessel. I'm a lifelong HR guy, and I believe in leadership accountability to drive performance on teams. I'll give Cashman a pass because he's like talent acquisition in a company. He brings the talent in, but Aaron Boone is the CEO. What CEO would last almost 10 years in a company failing with the level of failures that he's had? He's the longest tenured Yankee manager without a World Series.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a true story. I think that this is just a different world, and a lot of what you said about George wasn't necessarily good. Like, he churned and burned. That's the phrase Steve Cohen used. George Steinbrenner, was it churn and burn or burn and churn?
Burn and churn is what Cohen said, but now I'm thinking it's an idiom. I think it's churn and burn.
So you think Cohen got it wrong?
But now that I'm saying that, maybe I don't know. By the way, is George ever still in his grave? I feel like every day he's turning, basically, from calling.
George has already risen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's like a rotisserie chicken. It's moving.
Cohen said burn and churn, but George Steinbrenner was a big churning and burning guy, and I don't think it was smart.
Burn and churn.
So whenever we use that as an example, I do want to remind people that it wasn't always good with George Steinbrenner.
You show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser.
Very well said. That's one of his best lines, by the way.
Yeah.
My favorite George line, and I don't have it saved, and it's very selfish, so we don't have to play it, was when after Armando Benitez drilled Tino Martinez, remember that whole brawl, Darryl Strawberry, Graham Lloyd? George Steinbrenner met the media because that's what he did. And he went on a diatribe about it. This is why pitchers should be forced to hit in the American League. And I was never a George guy, but even at that age, 15 years old, I remember, and George is my guy. You tell him, George.
Just think about how many more managers would have got fired with the pitcher hitting in the double switch for the Yankees.
It's a fair point. Let's go to Mickey in Walcott. Good morning, Mickey.
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call, as always. So I got a quick Mets point about that Cohen interview that kind of just rubbed me the wrong way when it comes to Cohen's perspective. And this is going directly to Stearns and why I think Stearns is not the guy and why he should be gone. I'll rapid fire. So, one thing I think about a lot when it comes to our team is Juan Soto's contract. And it makes me, think about, let's use Brunson as an example in the Knicks, how he took a pay cut. Or let's take Ohtani, how he even though, it's deferment, it's kind of a pay cut in the moment. And you have two winning championships revolving around people that are not taking upfront money, And it just brings me back to the way he handled Juan Soto. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. We needed Juan Soto. We wanted Juan Soto. I'm not regretting that. But from day one, I did regret the contract and the way it was structured. And then when we listen to Cohen speak about Stearns, I laugh at it because I feel like he's treating him like he's Phil Jackson or something going to the Knicks. Like, this dude doesn't have a record that proves to sustain keeping him. Like, what are we doing here?
But my argument back would be his record with Milwaukee, as much as people want to dismiss it because it's Milwaukee.
The man from Milwaukee
is probably more impressive than anyone you would hire to replace him. Yeah. Like, I don't think you're bringing anybody in who would have a more impressive resume of winning than what David Stearns accomplished in Milwaukee. So just to be fair, I don't think you should cite him as a newbie who has no track record. Like, he's not Zach Scott or Jared Porter. He is somebody with a track record. Now, is it Connie Mack track record? I shouldn't have used him. He sold off way too many A's teams back in the day.
Connie Mack?
Well,
is it Theo Epstein track record? No.
There you go. That's a more modern
You're
example.
welcome. Connie Mack. Anybody remembers the Philadelphia A's sell-off, 1934?
Twice.
All right.
I mean, listen, man, he did it twice. He sold off 2 championship teams. And you know why he didn't get fired? Because he owned the team.
He would have been great with the Marlins.
Oh, man. Connie Mack was a man before his time. But I think that other than a Theo, you don't have a lot of guys with a track record like that. It's not a stacked resume.
No. What works against David Stearns is just the idea that we're New York. He came from Milwaukee, even though he is a Met fan, so to speak. And I think people look at that small market stuff and go, what kind of track record is that?
No doubt about it. I think it gets dismissed a lot. And I understand it because Milwaukee isn't New York. Some of the things that you get away with in Milwaukee, like the Josh Hader trade, you can't get away with in New York.
Right.
I think that's completely fair. More of your Yankee and Met calls coming up at 888-808-1019. And the uncomfortable truth on why Mitchell Robinson is not a New York Knick. Here's my thought on what the Yankee turning point should be from yesterday's game. I think it's Oswaldo Cabrera striking out with a runner on third and less than 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning.
I don't know how it's not. You had a runner on third, and that's it.
I thought I was thinking outside the box.
That was not the turning point.
What else is it going to be? One of the 15 million hits they had off of Camilo Doval?
Camilo Doval giving up a hit when he was an out away from getting out of it?
I get it, but the game, you knew the Yankees were losing that game when they didn't walk it off. Right?
That was not the turning point.
All right, here it is, the turning point of yesterday afternoon's Yankee loss.
2-2 here to Cabrera. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Strike 3. 2 down. And a pitch from Montero. Swing and a miss. Struck him out 11th inning coming up.
So it was both strikeouts. It was Sanchez and Cabrera strikeouts.
That's the other thing. Cabrera get a poke. Ali Sanchez is lurking there.
The butt was stupid.
What the hell?
Like, I'm a big fan. Tie game, bottom of the 10th inning, once you escape the 10th without giving up a run, which they did. I'm a big fan of laying down a bunt. But I think when those guys are coming up, that's just not the way to go.
That's it. It's the right baseball play if the lineup is more complete. It was not.
The one thing you got to remember, though, is that in terms of another turning point is Doval was about to get out of the inning.
Okay.
And then he lost the strike zone.
But that's what happens with Camilo Doval.
Like, I would argue the Hey You Lee walk was the turning point of the game.
He's never
Once you walk Hey You Lee in front of Spencer Torkelson, like, ball game. See you later.
You can never say with Camilo Doval, he was
And he
almost
was ahead 0-2.
It doesn't matter.
I forgot that part.
The inning is never over with him until it's over. That's why you take count. Sorry.
No, I get you. I'm just saying, I think the more I think about it, the 0-2 walk to Lee.
No, you know what?
That was not the turning point.
No, the Yankee turning point of the game was David Bednar having a baby. That was the turning point of the game.
Come on, man. Leo. Oh, I got another one.
All right.
I got another one. So yesterday, I don't know if I should explain, but yesterday was an accident in the Roberts household. It was an accident, okay? My father-in-law was attempting, I shouldn't laugh.
What's going on? You didn't share it doesn't mean you're laughing.
It's okay. Everything's okay.
All right.
I don't want to laugh.
He got hurt and he's all right? Did he fall? Take a little tumble?
It was a bad fall.
Down the stairs?
Like blood, the whole thing.
Blood?
I know. That's why I feel bad laughing, but he's totally cool.
Is Marshmallow still white?
Marshmallow's fine. He was trying to play hopscotch with Spence, and he took a tumble. And so once that happened, rushed downstairs. We take him first to
urgent
care, then eventually to the ER. He's all good. I was in the car watching the Yankee game as they tied the game on the wild pitch, and then Anthony Volpe got on with a hit.
Yeah.
When Anthony Volpe is caught stealing, that's another example of that's a turning point.
That was not the turning point.
Because the game's over.
Yeah.
They didn't even go to Kenley Jansen. The Yankees tied the game. You come out of nowhere. You come from death's doorstep, and now you're tied.
Probably the wrong phrase to use when you were watching the game.
Sorry about that. Like, I kind of think that not winning it in not winning it in the bottom of the ninth inning, you know what? That was very 98-like.
I feel nothing but 98 vibes.
Are you going to rub that? How about talk to David Cohen and Girardi about that? Ask them if it's still 1998.
I'm going to ask you.
And I'm telling you no.
All right. Back to your calls in a few minutes, plus the uncomfortable truth. Because I think it does make some Knicks fans uncomfortable, but I'm just here to tell you like it is. I'm an honest guy on why Mitchell Robinson is not a New York Knick. Now, speaking of your favorite Knicks, they're champions, and they're heading to Fanatics Fest in NYC July 16th through the 19th. Don't miss the Kings of New York panel on Saturday, July 18th. I love that. A special championship celebration featuring Jaylen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges. Here's stories from their title run. Get behind-the-scenes insight and experience what it meant to bring a championship back to New York. Plus, limited photo op and autographed tickets for select Knicks stars and NYC sports legends are still available. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now at fanaticsfest.com.
And this Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
There are a lot of issues in sports that require nuance and subtlety. This is not one of those. The Jaylen Brown trade to Philadelphia will go down as Brad Stevens' Nico Harrison moment. The Celtics are going to drop from the rank of legit NBA title contenders. The Sixers will vault to the top of the Eastern Conference alongside the Knicks. And a year from now, you'll see Stevens on LinkedIn with that green open to work banner around his photo. I'm Chris Madden.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. Trade every match from the opening rounds all the way to the final. Last week, Argentina was trading at 15% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade could pay out $637 if they win soccer's biggest prize. Want to know what they're trading at today? Check Kalshi. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PITCH to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. That's promo code PITCH. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prizes, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Here's a World Soccer Championship recap.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance, only paying for what you need. Playing down a man for the final half hour, the United States survived the round of 32 test against Bosnia and Herzegovina, winning 2-0 thanks to a free kick goal by Malik Tillman in the 82nd minute. It's the USA's first World Cup win over a European side, and also their first knockout round win at all since 2002. They'll face Belgium in the round of 16. I'm Mike Conti.
Here's a World Soccer Championship recap.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's, and by the first ever Infiniti QX65. The United States is on to the round of 16 after a tense 2-0 win over Bosnia and Herzegovina. They played the final half hour of the match down a man after a controversial red card, but Malik Tillman's free kick goal in the 82nd minute clinched the USA's first win in a knockout game since 2002. I'm Mike Conti.
Bring the flavor to the World Soccer Championship with Crush Orange Soda. Crush is the perfect pick for every match, highlight, and game-winning goal. Make every match even sweeter with Crush Orange Soda.
Hey Yankees fans, join us at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, July 4th for a very special patriotic giveaway. It's the Yankees 4th of July Hat Day, presented by Baby Ruth. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees 4th of July hat as we celebrate America's 250th birthday. It's the Yankees and Twins on the 4th of July. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now at yankees.com/tickets.
As the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026, Bank of America knows how much hard work it takes to achieve a dream. So when it comes to owning a home, we're here to help. Get guidance and resources to buy a home you love, including up to $17,500 in select markets when combining down payment and closing cost grants. Visit BofA.com/home team. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. Equal Housing Lender. Credit and collateral is subject to approval. Restrictions apply. This is not a commitment to lend.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Must be 21, please drink responsibly.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, and that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro Painters and get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th and let freedom and fresh paint ring.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
If you're still using a sports book to bet on the soccer tournament, you're getting robbed. Delete that app and join the millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. Trade against other fans, not the house. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for soccer's biggest stage. Available in all 50 states. Download the Polymarket app. Use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and
are burning down again. Another night, another song. Somebody check the office door. How does David Stern still have a job? How does David Stern still have a job? No, really, how does he still have a job? The Mets are a dumpster fire. The boy genius looks like a fraud. Cohen spent the money. Queens got stuck with the sobs. Somebody ask Harvard, how does David Stern still have a job? Here comes the man from Milwaukee with a spreadsheet and a grin. Said he'd bring smart baseball to Queens, then let the losing begin. Evan Roberts on Rico Bronya is cooking him every night, reading off the receipts like scripture, and buddy, none of it sounds right. They called him the boy genius, they called him Milwaukee's son, but all he did was spend a fortune and turn the Mets into a rerun. How does David Stern still have a job? No, really, how does he still have a job? Oh, Bichette, Polanco, Devin too, Weaver, Mondia, Montezerra. Big names, bad baseball, same old Mets fan. David Stern still have a job?
How does David
Stern still have a job?
HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station.
I'm going to try to do this in a presenting the facts kind of way. I'll leave my opinion to later. James Dolan came on this radio station with his dear friend Craig and Big Mac. I mean, Craig's his dear friend. I don't know about Big Mac. And was very honest. Like, he was honest. The timing of it was strange, but he said, point blank, we can't go to the second apron. It's suicide to go to the second apron. And he was specific in talking about writing that check. He did not bring up the other aspects of the second apron in terms of aggregating contracts and mid-level exceptions and really the lack of flexibility upon hitting the second apron. He talked about writing a check. The second apron is something that I think if you're trying to run back a championship team should not scare you, because I don't think your need for flexibility is the same as a team that's building towards a championship. So I guess I will offer this opinion. I don't believe the second apron to the Knicks should be as scary as it is for Cleveland or a team that's trying to get there but isn't quite there. That is my opinion. But James Dolan said, if you listen to what he said, and we played this clip like 150 times, I'm not going to write that check. So anyone twisting this into Dolan saying, oh, it's the other aspects of the second apron, that's not what he said. And I actually believe what Dolan says. Say what you want about the guy. The New York Knicks' action so far during this offseason has been they're not going to the second apron. And so when Mitchell Robinson signed that contract with the Boston Celtics the other day, 3 years, $47 million, which I think based on his skill sets and based on the way bigs get paid, I think is probably the high end of what he should get. Yeah. But right in that range, about $15.5 million a year. The New York Knicks made that decision for one reason. They did not want to go to the second apron. It's not like they can take the money and do something else. They can't. It's only veteran minimum deals. If they sign Kevon Looney, it's a veteran minimum deal.
Right.
So the decision that they made, and this is up to now the Knick fan on how you want to feel about it. You can say, good riddance, he can't make his free throws, he's overrated. You can say, screw him, he should have taken less money. You could say, hey, I'm mad at James Dolan. He's done a really good job the last few years, but I don't like the fact that he didn't write a check, and that's the reason he's not here. But let's not be fooled, because it's easy to be fooled because it's confusing rules. Mitchell Robinson isn't here because James Dolan didn't want to write a check into the second apron. When you hear otherwise, it's just noise to confuse you. Now, it's up to you on how you feel about it. I think there's a lot of Knicks fans in the honeymoon period, and it's like, whatever. We can win without Mitch. And by the way, you can win without Mitch.
Absolutely.
I'm not suggesting you can't. I just want it to be clear that that's why he isn't here. This owner made a decision and not going to the second apron. How did Leon Rose doesn't do interviews? Right. Unless it's with Jaylen Brunson and Josh Hart. So I don't know what he said privately to Dolan. He may have privately said, screw it. I'm with you, Jimmy. You've given me a ton of money. Don't write any more checks than you have to. Or he could have said, hey, listen, man, we really should go to the second apron. I know it's your money, but I think it's the wiser choice. But that's why he's not here. So now it's up to everyone to be upset or happy or however you want to feel about it. But come on, man. It's not about aggregating contracts. They've already won a championship. They're trying to keep the team together. It's not like they're going to make other crazy moves.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think what's funny is now it seems like it's a theme on the show. The theme is honest owners, right? James Dolan, I think, did a gift to us all. He didn't leave us guessing or leave us with the anger of, oh, my God, Mitch went to the Celtics. Like, there should have been no surprise yesterday based on what Dolan said, and I think there's an appreciation for that. But I would say this, if you're not going to go into the second apron and that is your stance, what was more valuable to this team, signing a Mitchell Robinson or bringing back a Landry Shamet? Because I think that's what it ultimately comes down to, although Mitch got, a little juicier money. And to me, the more you watch the Knicks evolve as the postseason went on, and all you've had to do is watch the last 3 years of Knicks postseasons to know, there's an importance to what Mitch does on the floor. But that importance felt like it got lessened and lessened over the last 3 postseasons to the point of calculating, A, his injury history going forward, and B, just even the spacing on the floor. Can a guy hit a free throw? Aren't we done talking about that every single spring? Right. Let that be somebody else's issue. I don't like that they didn't go and try to find a big in the draft, find a 7-footer or whatever, if it was round 2. But in the end, I'm not going to fault James Dolan for that kind of player not going into the second apron. And, oh, by the way, I know it's been a while in this town, Evan, since the team has won a freaking championship. Losing a fan-favorite player that played an integral part in the immediacy of a championship, albeit for a million different reasons, is nothing new in this town. Hideki Matsui didn't return after the 09 World Series.
No, I get
Michael Strahan retired after Super Bowl 42. And guess what? The Giants went and won a Super Bowl 4 years later. Different sports,
and those
different
guys,
reasons.
but in fairness, those guys are also more important than Mitch is. Now, Mitch is important. I don't want to minimize it. Because I think, here's what I'd say about Mitchell Robinson, and I have felt this way for years, so this isn't like I'm creating this on July 2nd. Even though, yes, he's a 15-minute-a-night player, and yes, you have to restrict his minutes over the course of the regular season, which is why I didn't want him for the Nets, because they need more than that.
Yeah.
They can't have a guy who's missing every other game.
We'll
see what Mo Wagner does now in this role. And by the way, Mo Wagner is very different than Mitchell Robinson. Very different kind of big. He can shoot, space the floor, not the offensive rebounder, not the rim protector. Trust me, completely different.
I love that you still go Wagner. I've totally Americanized him.
No, it's Wagner.
Orlando.
That's how you say his name.
But Orlando transitioned a lot to the Wagner in the last couple of years.
I don't. Who the hell am I? I get every name wrong.
Okay.
I have always referred to him and his brother, Franz and Mo,
From
as
Michigan.
Wagner.
Yeah, I
Okay?
did too for a long time, and then I've transitioned.
Well, listen, we're going to have a dispute now.
Yeah, we will.
I mean, he should back up Day'Ron Sharp, but that's a different story.
Okay.
Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Mitch provides a value in 15 minutes that's very unique. Like, he is so good defensively that teams game plan around getting him out of the game. That's what I've always said about the free throw shooting. They don't hack him because he's Shaq.
No.
They hack him because he makes such an impact defensively, they'd rather get him off the floor. So on simplest terms, are the Knicks better without Mitchell Robinson? No. Can they win a championship with Nick Richards as their backup big or Kevon Looney as their backup big? Yes. I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying that they made it a little bit more difficult. They would have been better off keeping him. But the owner, and to his credit, he was honest. Like, I'll give him that.
Well,
he said he's not writing the check. He didn't write the check.
And also by not going into the second apron, and this is very in the weeds, and I've done way too much reading and research on the second apron, the Knicks now also will have a little more flexibility than they otherwise would have to go find that backup center at the trade deadline as the season goes along, too, based on these salary impacts and stuff. Is that not right?
Potentially.
Okay.
Potentially.
My point is the answer may not be there on opening day,
Correct.
but that will likely be the target at the deadline.
And they'd be willing to go into the second apron then?
I mean, I guess depending on the deal, because then it goes into what you could do the next year with contract extensions.
That's why my old guy Craig was getting a lot of crap for something he said about Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay.
He was probably wrong on the surface, but right overall. And I apologize. I didn't get to listen to every second he said. So if he said this already, then Craig was just flat out right. When he said Cat taking a discount would help them stay under the second apron, he was wrong about this season. That's just not true. But he's right about next season.
Right.
So what I've said about the second apron is that the Knicks could go on it or go over it and then dip out of it. That's an option. It's what the Celtics did. Craig was right that if Cat signs a new contract, that does not impact this season. They would be in the second apron this season, but his starting salary next year would be lower, and if it's lower, they could dip out of the second apron while keeping Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet. If that's the point he was trying to make, he's right. Lay off my guy. If he didn't say that, then he was just, he was speaking eventually right, but it got there. It got there in a weird way.
Now, the other part.
But I apologize. I didn't hear the whole thing, but I saw him take a lot of crap for that. He's indirectly right. Like year two, not this season. It would not have impacted hitting the second apron this season. But yes, if Karl Anthony Towns signs a new contract and takes a discount, which we'll see if he does, I have no idea, none of us do, it would help them financially next year, including dipping under the second apron. Obviously, Mitch is gone now, so it is what it is.
I do find that part fascinating if and when we get there with Cat, because you could argue they won a championship based on Jalen Brunson's taking of less money along the way. A lot of pressure now that you won for Cat to go look and say, I'm not going to do what the captain of this team did.
It's tough, man.
We'll I get there.
I have a tough time lecturing an athlete for not getting the value because think about this. Here's where I get pissed off. You're telling me Cat's got to take less money, but Dolan can't write a big check?
No,
is that what you're saying?
No, that's
is
not
that
what I'm saying.
Some Knicks fans are saying, it's okay. It's Dolan's money. Shut up, billionaire, protect him. But when it comes to Cat, he's selfish for not taking less.
No.
That is a huge hypocrisy.
No, but I think James Dolan's check, he could argue, is more about how he thinks building the team and financially.
But that's not what he said.
Okay.
He did not say aggregating contracts or mid-level exceptions.
It was just about writing the check.
That check may be too big. Second apron check. That's what he said. Yeah. I'm trusting his words, and he's backed it up.
You're right. I'm not expecting Cat to do so, but this is also the butterfly effect of when you win a championship, and the foundation of it begins with the star of the team taking less money.
I agree. Great job by Brunson.
Yeah. Now, with that.
Did Aaron Judge take less money? I mean, kind of. Actually,
kind of. He would have got that fake Padre money.
That's true.
The Mitchell Robinson, the idea that he went to the Celtics, though, I think is what really throws gasoline on the flames.
All right, so what are we supposed to think about that? He took the money. Now, the Celtics have had a fascinating offseason. When you look at the Jaylen Brown trade, which we'll get into in a little bit. I think as a Knicks fan, you just have to respect that Mitch took the bag. And it is not on him to decide, well, I can't take the bag from that team because they're our rival. That's not on Mitchell Robinson. And I would predict this to you, and I'm undefeated with this, just ask the Canadian border agent, when Mitchell Robinson returns to Madison Square Garden, and I'm kind of leaning now towards opening night. We'll see if it's Celtics-Knicks. He's going to get an unquestioned standing ovation. There will not be a boo for Mitchell Robinson. It doesn't matter what jersey he has on. I feel confident about that.
Because he's a champion.
Sure.
Because Saquon got booed, but he wasn't a champion.
That's very different.
It's only different because of the championship. Other than that, it's a homegrown guy that the fans loved, that the team itself would not write the check to.
Yeah.
And then he took that check from the nemesis rival to the south.
Yeah, I think that the championship has a lot to do with it.
That's
I think
why.
it's that Mitch has been the face of the turnaround. Like, he was on this team prior to them being a functioning organization. And so even though he wasn't the main reason they turned it around, he's a part of the face of the turnaround. And so I think he's just also a beloved Knick.
Yeah.
Like, he was a really liked Knick. He got a second contract, which is rare.
Is this the reverse Johnny Damon, Boston and New York? Not the star of the team. Championship, ends a drought, then doesn't get paid by his team and goes to the arch rival.
Here's the difference. Johnny Damon went to New York and eventually won.
Right.
What
if Mitch wins with Boston?
Is he?
How do you feel about Mitch if he wins in Boston? Do you not care because you already have one?
I think eventually, once the games start to matter, he becomes someone you dislike because he's an opponent.
Yeah.
But I think there will always be a warm spot for Mitchell Robinson, rightfully so.
Okay.
Have we found out what caused the injury, by the way? Has that come out yet while I was away?
No.
We still don't know?
We still don't know.
Are you kidding me?
Doesn't somebody in Boston have to ask him at his, is he even getting an introductory press conference?
Sure. No one's going to want to talk to him. They're going to ask about Paul George being traded for Jaylen Brown.
Paul George is coming in, yeah.
Let's get back to your calls. We will get into the Jaylen Brown discussion in a little bit, how it impacts the Knicks, if the Nets should have been involved, and how dumb was it for Boston. 888-808-1019. Edward is in Dumont, New Jersey. What's up, Edward?
So let me get this straight. I tanked all year, lost by 50, lost by 40, for Keon Ellis and Wagner. Are we serious?
Well, Julius Randle, too.
Is that what it is? And Julius Randle. So you're telling me hope for next season? You're going to put Day as your starting center? He's a third-string center.
What did you... Edward, I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I want to know before I go deeper into this is what did you want Sean Marks and the Nets to do with the cap space?
I wanted to use 4 first-round picks and get Jaylen Brown in here. Okay. I wanted to target a center. We could have went after the center from Utah. We could have went after
Walker
the center,
Kessler,
any other center. Walker Kessler from Utah, we could have went on. We had many options. We waited all year for July 1st. And this is what he gives us?
All right, so here's my response to this, because we got to go case by case. Overall, am I excited about the Nets next season? Not really. Should they be better than what they were last year? Yes. Not just the growth of their young players, but I expect Michael Porter to play a lot more. I expect Julius Randle, as much as we may not love him, to be a net positive over the roster that they had last season. Okay?
Yep.
With that said, Mo Wagner is a fine backup center, is what he is.
Yeah, that's it.
Keon Ellis, I don't know. He's a Jordy guy. Jordy coached him in Sacramento.
And I think he's good for the young guards on the team.
Fine, whatever. In terms of what they should have done, I would have personally gone after Jalen Duren. It sounds like they were not serious after him. I would have been somewhat interested in Walker Kessler, but probably not, especially what the value was in the sign-and-trade trade. Now, let me get to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is 30 years old and hates the owner of the team. Let's just start right there. Let's just know that before we dive in to if the Nets should have taken their booty of draft picks to trade for Jaylen Brown. The other thing about Jaylen Brown is while he would have absolutely raised the ceiling, he's making a ridiculous amount of money. And we just talked about how the structures of the new CBA make it so difficult to win when you're paying a great amount of money to 1 or 2 players. Would I have traded for Jaylen Brown if it was, let's say, 2 number 1 picks? And specifically which ones, and Michael Porter, I would have considered it. That would have been the trade where I would have said, I got to think about that. I still have my collection of first-round picks. Let me also know which 2 firsts I'm trading. And Michael Porter Jr. which have to be the contract going back. Yeah, I don't think it would be the worst, but I've got to factor in he's 30, making $60 million a year, and hates the owner. I got to think about those things. And so it's not a no-brainer and not a egregious missed opportunity that Marks didn't trade for him.
Yeah, to me,
the hapless Nets.
The one I have an issue with, John Morant to Portland.
Yeah, but do you see the way the roster's built with the guards that they have?
But I don't care. I want talent. I want known commodities.
Yeah, I think you
I'm not
have
worried
to
about
allow.
What if all these guys stink?
I get. Well, what if? Mikael Brown better not stink, because if he stinks, then you know what happens to Shaun Marks?
How does Shaun Marks still have a job?
I mean, I'm asking it anyway. I do agree overall with our last caller that it's disappointing. You have a lot of cap space. You tank all year. You hope that there's going to be like the magic elixir towards them being competitive.
Yep.
And while I think they're better, I don't think they're a 4 seed.
No.
I don't even think they're like an 8 seed. If I had to guess right now, they're a 36-win team. Is that a fair guess, Connor? You seem pretty honest.
Yeah, I say 36, 35, maybe 40, 42 if everything goes really well.
You just went to 42.
It could be.
They have
40,
42 wins. They have 42 wins. They might have a bigger parade than the Knicks had.
By who?
Flatbush Ave. We'll go nuts.
Let's go to Joe in Massapequa. Hey, Joe.
Hey, guys. How are you today?
Good.
Good. I know what you're going to say. I do have a theory about Mitch. I hope I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
Because when Knicks won, everything was close, kumbaya. He broke his hand. What happened? Was he not happy with his role, and maybe that's why he went to Boston, like a little nudge? I mean, he made $15 million. I mean, how much under the apron do they have available? Can the players actually restructure their contract, give like $1 million each to get Mitch signed, or there was something going on that we don't know?
No. To answer the apron question, there isn't much they could do besides moving contracts by moving guys off or just paying the apron tax. I mean, that's always an option. Like, we don't need to treat the second apron like it's a hard cap, but I don't think there was anything nefarious. Look, Mitchell Robinson was open and honest about the mental health issues he was dealing with. I don't know if the hand injury has anything to do with that. But I think that for all intents and purposes, he had a good relationship with his teammates, and I think like being here. But this is a business. And unfortunately, in a business, Mitchell Robinson needed to get his bag. He deserved his bag. You don't know how long your career is going to be. And the New York Knicks, as I laid out, made a decision that they didn't want to go to the second apron. And once that decision is made and they sign Landry Shamet and they're not breaking up the core, it's over. There's not much they can do. So it's one of those things where once those two decisions are made, there was never a chance he was coming back.
Do you think Taylor Swift paid enough for this wedding that she could have covered the second apron check?
I think that Dolan, and this is where this gets murky, I think Dolan has made so much money this year that why would anyone defend him not writing the check?
That's true.
Like, other than saying, well, it's his money, mind your own business. Kind of like what I said about Cat. Hey, it's his money, mind your own business. Other than playing that game of, hey, it's his money, who are we to judge? Dolan made plenty of money. He could have written the check. And he also, and he didn't do this, and I'm very careful with what he said, he didn't say to Craig and Big Mac, it's about aggregating contracts or it's about them. He made it specific to a check he's willing to write.
But, okay, Evan, this is the only I'll push back. When he said that, and I listened to that too, that also could have been interpreted as metaphorically, and that meant aggregating contracts. Like, I'm not going to write that check, which means, everything's accounted for. Like, not literally writing.
Listen, Dolan is not the best speaking. So if you want to tell me, like, he privately texts Craig and says, hey, just for the record, that's not what I meant. Okay. I'll believe him. Yeah. That hasn't happened.
Okay, that's fair.
All I can do, and I'm just trying to be fair, is respond to what he said.
I think it just means you interpreted that a different way. I think that's all it is.
Okay. You interpreted it that it was the mechanisms of the second apron and not the
like what I think
money.
When you hear somebody's going to write a check or not write a check, especially in sports, I interpret that as like all the stuff that comes with that, not the actual pen to paper. It's too big an amount of money to write. That was the way I took it.
Yeah, I didn't take it that way. But I'm also I try to be literal with people's words.
That's true.
And I try to follow it. And sometimes when they prove that they're not telling the truth, we'll say, wow, he said one thing, he did another. In the case of Dolan so far, I think he's backed up. They weren't going to the second apron.
Yeah, for sure.
But the whys, I thought, was specifically laid out that that's just a check I'm not willing to write.
Yeah.
And that's where, as fans, and you're coming off a championship, so it makes it murky. That's where we as fans have every right to say, dude, spend the money. And then there are going to be some who are like, we want a title. Who cares? He's fine, but he's not that good. He's not second apron worth it. So I get the different perspectives. I think if the Knicks had lost in the Eastern Conference Finals or lost in the NBA Finals, I think the discourse around here about this would be very different.
Definitely, because they got the ring. Now, real quickly, Abuelo, does he ever go to the second apron when cooking?
I think he lets that first apron just kind of hang.
Yeah. Okay.
And if it gets dirty, it gets dirty.
Okay.
How many aprons do you need?
I'm off aprons now, by the way.
You don't do aprons at all?
Just get the sauce all over me. Who cares? The
See, you
splatter.
seem like the guy, especially on the 4th of July, when you're making the hot dogs and burgers, that has that very cheesy, kiss me, I'm the chef apron. That's a very Shaun thing to have.
I have the very cheesy Old Navy American flag shirt on, and there's just Blackstone splatter everywhere. That's what I have with armpit stains.
Now, is it dangerous to barbecue when it's really hot out, Shaun, since you're the expert on hot being dangerous?
I would say if you get very hot while grilling, find your nearest cooling station. That's what I would do. And very much stay hydrated and throw the kids in the water.
And call 311.
And call 311.
Though I don't know if that helps you if you're on Long Island. Isn't 311 a New York City thing?
I think it is. So don't call 311. Just find a bottle of water and step away from the wieners.
What happens if you call 311 while living on Long Island? Does it get you to a different 311?
I don't know, but I don't even want to tell people to even attempt that. We don't need the 311 lines getting clogged up. In all seriousness, take care of the homeless you see in distress this weekend.
Here's what Dolan said a couple of weeks ago with Craig and Big Mac, so people can judge for themselves instead of me and you just arguing what he meant. Here was Dolan specifically explaining why he wasn't comfortable going over the second apron.
You know, we're willing to stretch, right? But there's certain things in the NBA that you have to be, suicidal to do, and we're not going to do those. One of them is called the second apron. Cannot go into the second apron.
Got it.
But it's. But that's up to Leon, right?
He's making all the decisions. You're just stroking checks, right?
I'm just telling him how big of a check I can write, right? I'll write as big of a check as possible, but I can't write a check that goes into the second apron.
I mean, that is very straightforward.
Yeah,
I'll write the checks.
I'm right.
No, I'm right. I'll write the checks, but I won't write that one. That's exactly what he just said.
Then why would he say in the NBA it's a death sentence to go into the second apron? I interpreted that as everything that comes
Then
with
why
the
was he
ramifications.
specific about the checks?
Why would he
won't write that check?
If it's just about a personalized amount of money, he mentions that in the NBA it's a death sentence to go into. That was my point of interpreting that. It's the NBA, it's a death sentence with what happens, the aggregation, all of that stuff.
Yeah, but he didn't say any of that. He specifically said a check.
He said the NBA.
I'll write as big of a check as possible.
But I'll write as big a check as possible, but
I can't write a check that goes into the second apron.
I can't write a check that goes into the second apron.
Because in the NBA, it's a death sentence, not the actual money. It's a death sentence based on NBA rules.
Are you looking for Craig to give you a cookie when he comes in?
I could care less whether Craig gives me a cookie or not. The first part of that tells me I'm right.
Disagree with you. But here's the best part. We played it, and so that's up to interpretation. So if you're a Knicks fan, you can make up your own decisions. We'll get back to your calls coming up at 888-808-1019, the toll-free number. Plus, we talked about Dolan being honest, some of the honest assessments of his own ownership from Steve Cohen. That's all coming up. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And sports fans, the biggest weekend of the year is coming to New York. Fanatics Fest takes over the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th. Be caller number 2 at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to Fanatics Fest for one day of your choice. See athletes, cards, memorabilia, and WFAN broadcasting live all weekend from our friends at Fanatics. Visit fanaticsfest.com for full details and to purchase tickets.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life.
Celebrate 250 years with Yankees baseball on WFAN. The Twins are in the Bronx taking on the Bombers. 7:05 tomorrow night. Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM, 660 AM, and always available en Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the Odyssey app.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. The World Cup is here, and NJIT, the #1 public university in New Jersey for alumni success, according to the Wall Street Journal. NJIT's Martin Tuckman School of Management is a leader in business technology and has built the ultimate digital hub. Track real-time fan sentiment and get all your game information. Visit njit-worldcup.com. That's njit-worldcup.com.
As World Soccer hits the big stage, Fanatics Sportsbook is making every game day worth more. Earn up to 10% fan cash on your soccer bets, win or lose. That's real extra value you can unlock every match, all tournament long. And fan cash isn't just for betting. You can use it anywhere in the world of Fanatics. On game tickets, merchandise, collectibles, profit boosts, and more. One ecosystem, endless ways to spend. Plus, New customers get up to $1,000 in fan cash. That's $100 bet matched every day for your first 10 days. The world is ready. Are you? Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
This summer, cool down with Dunkin' Refreshers. Sip on black cherry or try the all-new pink pineapple. Or try one of their flavorful fan favorites like mango pineapple or strawberry dragon fruit. All of them are ice cold and refreshing. Dunkin' Refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up, a whole lot of flavor and very refreshing. It's a sip of summer, only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
No, really.
The board is blinking, there's sauce on channel 3. Shaun's got crumbs in the faders and ranch where the level should be. He's chewing through the traffic update, spilling lunch on every knob. Somebody grab a paper towel. How does Shaun Morash still have a job? How does Shaun Morash still have a job? No, really, how does Shaun still have a job? A terrible bullboard op, a giant shill, a Knicks troll sent by God. He's got meatball grease on the soundboard and blue cheese in the ox. Somebody call engineering. How does Shaun Morash still have a job? He'll defend the Giants like a preacher, even when they're getting...
BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pregame straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals, regardless of the final outcome of the match. Make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, it's Greg Giannotti from Boomer and Geo here for North Shore Adult Diapers. In all seriousness, everyone knows someone worrying about control problems, especially at night. And for many, the store brands don't get the job done. they leak. It's time to try North Shore at northshore.com. Their team of experts will send out samples that stay dry 3 times longer than store brands. Switch to North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers, so your loved ones can live with the freedom and dignity they deserve. That's North Shore Adult Diapers at northshore.com, and focus on life, not leaks.
Salicata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, and that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro Painters and get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th and let freedom and fresh paint ring.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor-fighting power.
Up down the studio, how does Shaun Morash Oh yeah. There's a channel on the rise, got the fan in its sights, breaking down the chaos every morning, noon and night. He's got takes on the host, got clips in review. If something pops on WFAN, Rob's already on YouTube. He loves Shaun Morash when the mic gets hot. Joe B started yelling and Ralph loses the plot. He's watching every segment, every rant, every fight.
The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. Our own at WFAN, Chris Persinan, being a bit of a spy on Instagram. OG Anunoby commented on an Instagram post about Mitchell Robinson signing with the Celtics with a bit of a crying face emoji. Not the laughing crying face either. And Mitchell Robinson responded to OG Anunoby, directly Instagramming him at a whatever, an Anunoby. I tried, brother. I didn't want this to happen. Hopefully the truth comes out at some point. I'm going to miss you, big dog. Keep being great. And this Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. This is all this morning that Mitchell Robinson's writing it. So what do you make of that?
I will warn you that when people say the truth will come out, usually the truth never comes out. Like, I'll never forget, I think Bill O'Reilly was accused of all these weird things. Do you remember that? Bill O'Reilly's accused of a lot of weird stuff?
Yes.
And I think he's like, the truth will come out. It never came out.
Never came out.
Like, I think that's something you say to make the story go away. I don't know what Mitchell Robinson is referring to. The truth coming out may be as simple as what I laid out earlier, that the Knicks didn't want to pay him, that the Knicks didn't want to go into the second apron.
But that truth's out, though.
I understand. And Mitchell Robinson may take it not as second apron business, but as they didn't make me an offer. They didn't value me to make me an offer. Look, ultimately, Pete Alonso left the Mets to go to the Orioles, and one of the stories out of that is the Mets never made him an offer. So it's possible that when he says the truth comes out, it may be they never made a real offer. And that's the truth he's talking about. I don't think it has to be anything nefarious or scandalous.
How about this from, like, looking at it from the other way? What if you're the Boston Celtics and a Boston Celtic fan? You're openly admitting one day after joining us you didn't want this to happen?
I think a lot of times in free agency that's the case. Like, I think Jaylen Brunson would admit he wanted to stay in Dallas, but they never made him that offer midseason that he thought he was worth getting, and business changes things. I don't think that's crazy, because I think eventually you go to your new place and you learn to love it. Now, Boston's in a weird place because they decided, and this is the phrase that's been used a lot lately, that the toothpaste came out of the tube revolving the Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors and Jaylen Brown.
There's no failure in sports.
They couldn't put the toothpaste back in.
They couldn't put the toothpaste back in, so they decided, F it, we have to trade Jaylen Brown.
We got to brush our teeth.
And they got back a very odd-looking package. Paul George can still play, but he's old and had a suspension this year, and he's 36 years old and had his flashes in the Knicks series and the Boston series. but he's not Jaylen Brown. And then you get a bunch of first-round picks as if you're rebuilding. It was a very odd return.
I can't figure out
because if that's all you could get for Jaylen Brown, then I got a crazy idea. Don't trade Jaylen Brown.
I mean, he must have been really aggravated with the organization after. Because also, remember, before the Giannis, this is not the first time Jaylen Brown's been discussed in trade
the Durant rumors.
The Durant rumors. So this is the first time it became like really, really public where it wasn't really hidden. It came down to basically the 11th hour. I don't blame Jaylen Brown for wanting out. What I find puzzling, and I know you have to get back the best package possible. If that is the best package possible, is it worth it trading him to a team you're directly going to compete with every single year?
I think that's a fair point, too. A team that you just played in the postseason and blew a 3-1 series lead to. I think that if that's the best offer you could get, you don't make the trade. That's it. Simple as that. And then you know what you do? If you're Brad Stevens, the most overrated executive in all of sports, you find a way to take the toothpaste and shove it back in the tube.
But you can never put the toothpaste.
Of course you can. Here's what you do. Jaylen, we're paying you $60 million a year, and you're on the Boston Celtics. Figure it out. I'm not trading you for the corpse of Paul George and 2 first-round picks. And as far as the Sixers are concerned, it's the first time I honestly can say they're kind of scary. Now, would I still put my money on the Knicks over Philly? Absolutely. But here's what they added that Joel Embiid is not. They added a winner.
That's right.
Jaylen Brown is a winner. And we could hate on Philly all day, and we could talk about what happened in the second round last year all day long, and that's fine as a Knicks fan. We have to admit, the Philadelphia 76ers became significantly better with this trade. No doubt in my mind. I don't know how you could argue it.
I go a step further. With all the talk about Giannis ending up in Miami and all the talk about what we thought was going to be Tatum and Brown, obviously, and then we know the elevation of the Pistons, I think right now as we stand, I think the 76ers are the biggest competition to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference.
I think that's fair. I think the Knicks should be favorites. I think we all should agree on that.
I
as
don't
the defending champions, they should be number
but
one.
But they're not gutless, dude. Like, the Sixers at least have knocked on the door enough, and when they always fizzle out in the playoffs, they have a guy with guts. A guy that will get to his spot, make these shots. And we already thought that a bit about Maxey. It was Embiid that always dragged him down. Now you're adding a running mate with Maxey. How much of this team is even Joel Embiid's team?
I agree with you. But there is a problem. You want me to be the bad guy?
Okay.
Connor, if you don't mind, can you find the audio supplied of Jaylen Brown talking about his new teammate, Joel Embiid?
Okay.
Because Jaylen Brown has said a lot of things over the years.
Okay.
And now we have to play some of those things. Here's Jaylen Brown talking about the state of the NBA, including now his new teammate, Joel Embiid.
Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in fucking basketball history.
I guess we didn't dump that. Sorry about that.
He know it. This ain't breaking news.
All right. Can we edit that and play it again?
I think we got the point.
This is the second time this has happened, and it's my fault because I never warned anybody. But yes, Jaylen Brown said Joel Embiid is a flopper. Unfortunately, he also dropped an F-bomb, so I needed to dump that. You got that? What do you mean you have? You have the edited version now?
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the edited version of Jaylen Brown talking about his new teammate, Joel Embiid.
Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history. Flops. He know it. This ain't breaking news.
There you go. Is that going to be a problem?
Well, he called him a great player.
He did, but he said he's a flopper. No issues, no conversation they have to.
No, because I think if you say he's overrated, or I mean, some might have called Joel Embiid in the past a bitch. I think that could be a problem. That could be a problem. But calling him a flopper, no, I don't think it's a problem. If I may, though, go one step further, is this seems to be more of like a spot-up shooting / transition team that Philadelphia's forming. Are we sure they're not going to look to move Embiid in a summer surprise now?
I don't think anybody would take him. I think the contract would be a major issue. Oh, I would take him. If they're going to throw in a lot of... They don't have first-round picks to trade in anymore. Oh, well. So I guess that's the problem. But yeah, I would have taken him as a distressed contract.
I'm just saying...
No, they're not doing that. What they are doing, and it's actually very smart, because I've said this before about other players, it's not that you try to get rid of them, it's that you view them differently.
Yeah.
You have to view people differently. Joel Embiid is no longer the guy built around your success.
This was a success.
So if he misses games due to injuries, misses playoff games...
You can still win.
Quote, no biggie.
No biggie. And you're not relying on the health of Joel Embiid. If he's healthy, great.
Yeah.
He's going to have to change a little bit of his game for this to structure and fit well.
Yeah. And Edgecombe, too, in another year.
No, I think the Sixers are loaded. I got to tell you, it's the first time I'm like, now, I think the Knicks are still the favorites, but if we're looking around the East, okay, Miami gets Giannis. They had Tim Hardaway Jr., lose Norman Powell. Toronto adds Kawhi. We'll see about Cleveland and LeBron. Sixers do this. Celtics break it up. I think the Sixers come away of all of those teams that have improved themselves. Pacers just by Tyrese Halliburton being healthy. They signed Kelly Oubre. I think the Sixers have improved themselves the most.
Now,
no question.
One thing I'm fascinated by, and if only I knew somebody on Philly Sports Talk Radio to ask, does this reignite the 76er fan base where it becomes maybe a little more difficult for the Knicks fan to get in next year in a postseason series?
I'm gonna tell
Are
you
you an adult or are you a child?
I'm going to tell you this right now. I listened a little bit to Boston. They are losing their minds.
Okay.
Which is not a surprise. This is to them Mookie Betts all over again. This is Luka. This is a bad trade. I haven't listened to Philly. I'd be stunned if they're not pumped. This is a no-brainer.
I know.
It's a no-brainer.
But pumped enough because, it's still that Embiid Maxey core where you think, wow, things might be different now?
I think so.
I believe that. I'm just curious. They're so beaten down there, I don't know.
And for the Knicks fan here, I think this is the proper way to look at this. And obviously, you can look at it however you want. I'm trying to be an IBO. You are still confident, as you should be. You are still the team to beat in the Eastern Conference, as you should feel. But I think as you look around yourself and you look at all these little minions trying to get better, Toronto, mortgaging a lot, Brandon Ingram, Big Grady Dick, and a couple of firsts, 3 firsts to get Kawhi Leonard. What?
No, nothing.
Philadelphia, Indiana getting healthy. All the moves Boston's made. Washington being a threat.
Did you say in the middle of the Grady Dick thing, Toronto getting Kawhi Leonard? I missed that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a little shocked. The East is so loaded.
You think I just mentioned that the Raptors traded Big Grady Dick and Brandon Ingram and I left it out?
I was so focused.
Like B.I. is gone and that's it? No.
I missed the Kawhi Leonard part.
Yeah. Of all the things going around you.
Yeah, Mikal Brand and Julius Randle.
Okay. Of all the things around you.
Keon Ellis.
Yep.
I would say the Sixers have become the biggest threat.
I agree.
I think you're still the team to beat, but that's how I would view it as an IBO.
And truly, as an IBO, if we got a good bloodbath of a 76er Knicks Eastern Conference final, knowing how much the fan bases hate each other already, that's good theater.
Oh, I agree. I think it'd be great theater.
Yeah.
And your point could be true that A, coming off a championship, and B, the Sixer fan being reignited, the Sixer fan may actually not embarrass themselves at home in a playoff series.
No.
I think it's on the table that maybe I'm getting crazy here, but I think that maybe 50% of the building may actually be Sixer fans.
Yeah. And that fan base all annoyed at New Yorkers because the Giants had swept the Eagles this season. Yeah, you could see all these things coming to fruition.
I can see it.
They stink.
Okay.
At least I don't have to live in New York.
Good for you. Let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the number. Let's go to Clemente in Massapequa. What's up, Clemente?
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for taking the call.
No problem.
So listen, I'm a huge Mitch fan, and I love the fact that he got his pound of flesh back from Embiid with that dunk in the playoffs. I mean, all time. But if we take Evan, not you, but all the Knicks fans, if you take your Knicks fanboy hat off for a second and you look at it, while Mitch gives you a ton of energy, offensive rebounds, obviously, he's also a liability with the free throws. Like, he changes the way the Knicks can play. Teams have figured it out, and it's not new. Like, they did this to him in the playoffs last year, and he had the entire year to practice and to get better at free throws. And if anything, he got worse. Like, as much as I'd love to keep him around, I'm not going to go into the second apron with somebody that other teams are game planning against us.
But they're game planning against him because the impact he makes, which I think you're minimizing a little bit, is not replicated easily by Kevon Looney or Nick Richards. That's the point. Like, you're right about criticizing him for shooting free throws. You're 1,000% right. And he hasn't grown. And I think that is an absolutely fair critique. But I think what you're not giving him enough credit for is, A, his impact as a rim protector, and B, as being an elite-level offensive rebounder, which we saw in the closing minutes of Game 5. Where we will differentiate, and this is more of a philosophy around the CBA, if I am a champion, which the Knicks are, I am less worried about going into the second apron. I don't view as, well, Mitchell Robinson isn't a second apron player. If I'm the Sixers, or if I'm Cleveland, or if I am any other team that's trying to climb the mountain, then I would pause. When I'm the champion and I just want to run it back as best as possible, I wouldn't care about the second apron as much. And I think that's just the disagreement I'll have with others.
I completely agree. Championship changes everything.
Anthony is in Sussex. What's up, Anthony?
Yo, what's up? I'm surprised you even took my call, and I've been talking about the Yankees, man.
Well, we're very diverse. We talk about everything. We try to keep it flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited to talk to you, man. I'm taking my twin babies to the Yankee game on Sunday.
Wow.
I'm so excited to share it with you.
Well, Anthony, I will tell you that on Sunday I am taking my kids to their first Yankee game.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Nice, man.
You guys should
we'll
do.
bump into each other.
Well,
Who knows?
You should have a meetup. You should have a scheduled meetup. What advice would you give him? Because it's tricky. It's hot outside. It's a baseball game. Twin babies, not one, two, and they're babies. How do you get through 2.5 hours?
That was the thing we just hung up on. I wanted to know their age. You call your kids your babies, even though they're the age. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're babies. How do you get through? I would already tell you I've implemented a rule, Evan, for the first game. No ice cream till the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's the same rule I have.
Because I don't want you burning that bullet early, and then by the 3rd inning, you're hot. You've already had the thing that you're working towards, because, kids and ice cream. And I don't want to be hearing complaints in the 4th inning. Honestly, I was going to get to a point later on the show. I was going to ask you for advice, which is crazy that he called, as to how the hell you get young kids. Once they're established and they go to 1, I feel like it'll be easier. How do you get through the first?
So here's what I do. And I actually still do this with Spence, even though he's getting older and is more into the game, but I still have it. I bring this see-through book bag.
Okay.
Because that's what they allow in ballparks these days, not regular book
It has to
bags.
be see-through.
That's the rule at City. I'm pretty sure they have it at Yankee, but fact check. And I come with surprises. Okay. So one of the surprises, little Hershey's Kiss. Okay. Another surprise, and this is a big one, wrestling figures. And all of a sudden, we have a crazy in the stadium WWE match that definitely buys you 2 innings.
Okay.
1,000%.
All right.
So for them, it may not be wrestling figures, but it may be a Barbie. It may be a doll.
Yeah.
Then you go back.
I can't bring the whole Barbie dream house into Yankee
you got to
Stadium.
be. I don't bring the ring.
Okay.
The ring is the seat.
Okay.
The ring is.
All right.
I'll tell you this: Roman Reigns almost fell off the top of Skydome the other day, and there's no net. If Roman fell off the upper deck, he was going to damage somebody.
Wow.
Like, think about it. It's a wrestling figure falling,
Could you
100 feet.
Could you imagine you getting arrested internationally for throwing a wrestling figure down even though you didn't throw it?
Roman Reigns did the biggest spear of all time, and it was at Skydome.
That would have been great. All right, so Barbie dolls and Hershey Kisses. That's your biggest
food, kind of toys, and then obviously trying to explain the game, which helps.
Yeah.
Explaining things.
My oldest is into it. I'm worried about my youngest. So that's what I'm worried about. But it's going to be snacks. Hey, listen, they could sit through movie theaters. They could sit through whatever dopey Romeo and Juliet play my wife's taking them to in the city. They're sitting through a Yankee game.
I agree. You got to do it. Let's go to Jeff in Las Vegas. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good, man.
I got a Tiny Mac-esque Mets trade. I want to trade for Paul Skeens. I'll give him Benj. I'll give him McLean. I'll give him Ewing and Jonah Tong.
Wow. So you're just emptying out everything that this franchise has.
Is that enough?
A couple of things about Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens, for whatever reason, and I'm not concerned, is not having a great year. Like, he is not having the dominant season. And I say that because I think it would make the Pirates much less likely to trade him off of a year like this versus 2025. Paul Skeens isn't available. I think Paul Skeens will eventually be traded. Now, obviously, the new CBA can have a major impact on this. I think the Pirates are going to wait to see what world they're living in, and then they're going to take offers. But here's the problem the Mets have. And I don't know if we would have said this a year ago. It shows you how quickly things change. I don't think they're equipped to give that kind of package up for Paul Skeens.
Nor does their owner think they're equipped.
No, they're not. They're not deep enough. It's funny. When they traded Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams for Freddie Peralta, and I pushed back a little bit about giving up 2 top 100 prospects, I was lectured that the farm system is so good they could afford to do that. Well, 2 things have happened. Jet Williams has not played well in the minor leagues. Brandon Sproat's had up and down moments. So it's not as if those 2 guys are superstars, but the idea that the Mets have this loaded system isn't the same as it was a year ago. Now, part of that is guys graduating.
Yeah.
Carson Benj is a major leaguer. A.J. Ewing is a major leaguer. But Jonah Tong has gone backwards. That's the reality. Ryan Clifford is on the interstate right now down in AAA.
The big red dog can't hit. What are you laughing at? You haven't called him that yet? That hasn't been in the Rico repertoire?
I have not.
Very nasty.
How is it not? That's the easiest layup in the world.
I just haven't done that. You want me to start calling Ryan Clifford the big red dog?
I don't know how you don't.
Is that what you want?
How do you not?
More of your calls coming up at 888-808-1019. And yes, I did something crazy last night. It's like I lost my virginity. I watched an entire soccer game, and I've got thoughts. They may be ill-advised thoughts, but I got thoughts on Team USA and what happened last night. And Shaun has thoughts, too.
Oh, yeah.
Plus more of your calls on the Mets, the Yankees, Mitchell Robinson, Jaylen Brown, even took a net call today. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine.
There's a man named Ralph Romeo living on the screen, watching WFAN like it's a daily routine. He's got the clips, the takes, the drama in view, breaking down the fan for his YouTube crew. He loves Shaun Morash when the volume gets loud. Joby starts ranting and Ralph feels proud. Al Dukes gets mentioned, Ralph's ready to cheer, but bring a barbecue and get that out of here. Ralph Romeo TV, fighting in the comments for the world to see. WFAN reviews, and he's telling the truth. Ralph Romeo TV is coming for you. He's in the comment section, swinging away, typing up a storm at the end of the day. You disagree with Ralph, you better come strong, because he's got receipts and he'll prove you wrong. He knows every host, every bit, every fight, who won the segment, who ruined the night. From Shaun to Joby to Al Dukes too, Ralph Romeo's got the full review. Ralph Romeo TV, fighting in the comments for the world to see. WFAN reviews, and he's telling the truth. Ralph Romeo TV is coming for you. No ribs, no brisket, no smoke in the air. Ralph sees barbecue and says, don't you dare. But give him some fan drama, let the madness begin. He'll hit upload with a confident grin. Ralph Romeo TV, the comment section champ of WFAN history. Loves Shaun, loves Joby, Al Dukes gets love too. Nobody breaks it down like Ralph Romeo TV. Ralph Romeo TV, fighting every troll from A to Z. WFAN reviews, and the takes stay true. Long live Ralph Romeo TV.
Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hi, this is John Starks, and I'm Tyler Kolek. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises. Lease a Kia Sportage for just $333 a month with just $3 due at signing. What we say is what it is, period. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens. Go New York, go New York, go.
36-month lease excludes tax, title, and MV fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles per year. Expires July 6th.
Smirnoff Ice, making America's 250th birthday more refreshing. This 4th of July, enjoy the red, white, and boom with Smirnoff Ice, summer's most refreshing celebration.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash,
Download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. The United States is trading at 4% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out almost $2,000 if they win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So, for a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code CMAC. That's code CMAC to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with affordable flavor from Wild Fork Foods. Shop a wide selection of beef, poultry, seafood, lamb, specialty, and more. Pick up a USDA Prime Cowboy Steak, only $17.76. Or enjoy mouthwatering Angus beef pub-style burgers, only $6 a pound. Shop Wild Fork in Plainview, West Hempstead, Lake Grove, Paramus, and East Hanover locations, or visit wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods. Celebrate America's 250th with a grill full of affordable flavor.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
Right now, you can grab a full breakfast at Dunkin' for $6. That's 2 wake-up wrap sandwiches and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. It's quick, easy, and covers your whole morning, all in one stop. Did I mention it's filling and delicious? It's a full breakfast. It's a great value, and it just makes mornings easier. So next time you're at Dunkin', don't overthink it. Order the Dunkin' $6 meal deal. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, and that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro Painters and get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th and let freedom and fresh paint ring.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
And then they score another goal. And then there's the VAR review.
VAR.
The VAR review. Thank you. There's going to be a lot of this because I am going to be fully honest, like transparency. I don't watch soccer. It's all new to me. I think I represent a decent portion of Americans when I say that, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm some kind of expert. But when I saw Balogun is his name.
Is that his name?
Balogun, yeah. I did a quick search to make sure I pronounced it correctly.
I think it's Balogun.
Balogun.
Intern saying Balogun.
Balogun.
Pretty close.
Flo Balogun.
Flo Balogun.
Who only lived in America for a month, I was told.
How about that? When Flo Balogun kind of fell on the ankle of the other guy, I had flashbacks. I had flashbacks to that son of a bitch, Giannis.
There's no failure in sports.
When he injured Kyrie Irving. So when they were debating, is it a yellow card, is it a red card, all I could think about was Giannis should have been thrown out of that game. And Giannis should have been suspended. And if that was the case, I'm a different human right now.
Yes.
Because the Nets probably win the whole damn thing.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Anyhow, I didn't understand what they were looking at. To me, it was incidental. I'm going to give you basic knowledge.
Okay.
He didn't do it on purpose. Did he fall into the guy's ankle? Absolutely. When they announced it's a red card, the first thing I did is, what the hell's a red? Like, what happens now? I can't believe that the U.S. has to play a man short like it's a permanent power play, and he can't play the next game against the Waffles.
Absurd. It's an absurd rule, Evan. Now, before every diehard soccer fan dials up the phone and calls me and Evan, we are admitting we are the casual of casuals. World Cup, U.S.
Did my explanation not prove that?
But because I've gotten a lot of, because I complained about this on Twitter. Listen, how about you watch the sport? How about my bandwidth controls the 4 major sports, and I will come in and I will be a good American during the World Cup. I have, for the most part of this World Cup, had it on, let's call it background noise. I've followed what's happened, but to totally lock in for 90 minutes was something I really anchored down and did last night. And when that rule came down, I am certain I was probably told this rule 4 years ago and 4 years before that. But like anything else, right? You keep trying, you forget. That's an absurd rule. And that's, to me, the biggest story to come out of this is for all the growth that this World Cup is doing in this country, and I think it was a great moment for the U.S., you show American fans that incidental contact can lead to a red card where a team's got to play for a man down. Imagine hockey playing on power play for 30 minutes.
And they scored again.
And they scored. And then he's out for the next game. I'm sorry. Some of these rules for soccer are why the game is never going to be one of the big four. I'm sorry. I feel that way.
Where I will disagree with you is, as someone who's an outsider, I don't like to criticize a sport's rules when I don't watch the sport.
I agree.
So I was more expressing my disbelief because I didn't know, because I'm watching it. Because
but it's stupid.
That's fine. I get that. What I think is stupid is, and this is where I'm going to disagree with some of my coworkers, and I know nothing. When I heard Gio this morning saying it's a conspiracy against America, I got an idea. There's no conspiracy against the Rangers. There's no conspiracy against America. There's no conspiracy against the Knicks. How about this one? Officiating sucks.
That's it. And soccer is no different than every other sport we have here.
Exactly. And soccer is no different than all the other sports. So before we scream and yell that there's a conspiracy, I just think that officiating's bad.
Officiating's bad. But if that is a rule, and obviously it is a rule in this sport, that just can't happen.
Can I ask a really dumb question?
This is worse than ABS's problems. Like, that can't happen.
It's similar to ABS, in which they're using a system to fix things and they still get it wrong. Do we have to play a man short against Belgium?
No. So I had my soccer people text me this last night. When I tweeted out, I can't believe you have to play a man the rest of the game, and people, you won't believe what happens next. I was taught, and that was my follow-up. Well, do they have to play with 10 men? And apparently, no. It's just he's like suspended.
It's for the rest of the game.
But he's one of the 2 best players on the team.
Sure.
So now when they go play the Waffles, I mean, that's a big deal to lose flow.
Do you listen to Tiki Barber when he speaks?
Yes.
Okay. So I heard Tiki say something, and I was passingly listening because it was about soccer, but I remembered it. Tiki Barber is the smartest guy in the room, and I'll tell you why. Do you remember a few weeks ago the U.S. was playing a game that did not matter? They had already clinched their group.
It wasn't a friendly. It was the third game.
It was in the World Cup. The game just didn't matter. And the U.S. did not play a lot of their regulars. And there was almost like a debate over it.
Yep.
Tiki Barber very casually said, people don't understand, why risk a red card?
Mm-hmm.
He was right.
Yep.
The game didn't matter. Why would you play somebody with the risk that incidental contact, like what we saw with Balogun, could happen in a game that didn't matter?
He's absolutely right.
So he was right a week and a half ago when that debate occurred, and now we'll see what happens on Monday as they take on the Belgium Waffles in the round of 16 in the World Cup. I'm also going to admit this.
Okay.
And please, I don't need any angry letters. I'm just, again, being honest. It's all I can do. I was kind of bored watching it.
Evan, I'll back you up.
It didn't do anything for me.
Look.
And I'll watch the next one. I'm going to be loyal. I'm a loyal, good American. This didn't do it for me.
This is not a Jack Hughes thing for me because I don't have a dog in the fight on who plays for who or whatever. I was bored to tears, if we're being honest. Bored to tears. And I found it interesting because I'm not even being a soccer hater. Like, again, I've had the games on in the background. I follow the World Cup closely. There was something about me feeling like I had to concentrate for 9 minutes. And I've always said this. When I went to what's now Sports Illustrated Stadium, I think soccer is great in person. I think the Red Bulls do a great production and everything. And everybody that's gone to Europe says it's great. There's something about soccer on TV, the wide, the green, it's too much. There's not a lot of lines. Like, the clock is counting upward, then they're throwing on the extra time. I sat there. I felt like I was doing a giant math equation for 90 minutes. I just, God bless all. By the way, you love soccer, you should love it. It's just not for me. I will lock into every one of these U.S. games.
Yeah, I think that's my answer, too. Like, I'm going to watch the next game, and I'm going to continue to try. But it reminds me of Pete Hoffman always tells me, you're going to love MMA. You're going to love MMA.
Yeah.
You just got to give it a shot. And I've given MMA a shot like 12 different times.
Yeah.
And, again, it's good for you. It's good for anyone out there. I am not telling you not to watch something. It doesn't do it for me.
Right.
And I tell him I miss the fact that it isn't fixed. Like, the beauty about the WWE is they're going to give you, or at least they're going to attempt to give you, an exciting result because it's fixed. Like, whether you like the result or not, like, I mean, really, hot shot in the title to Sami Zayn because they're doing it in Saudi Arabia, disgraceful. But whatever. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's fixed.
Yep.
MMA bores me to tears. And Hoff always tells me, just watch it, just watch it. I had a buddy when I lived in Maryland. You got to watch NASCAR, man. You got to give it a shot. I gave it a shot. It's boring.
Yeah.
Same thing with golf. Oh, my God, you got to watch the Masters. It's amazing.
You're boring me to tears with this, I'm sorry.
I do it to other people, right? Like, there's a lot of people who don't like baseball, like younger generations. Like, it's boring. I don't know. I love baseball. They find it boring. People don't like hockey. I love hockey. So like what you like. I'm going to lock in. I hope Team USA wins. I have another concern, if I may. Team USA last night, I know it's a big deal. It's the first time since 2002 they won a knockout game. And I understand whatever. They celebrated the same way the Spurs celebrated beating the Thunder. And I get it. It's a big deal for this country. It's a big deal for these players to do something that hasn't happened since 2002. It's also kind of like when baseball expanded the playoffs. Like, we've expanded this thing to now the knockout rounds are a little earlier. You're knocking down from 32 to 16. I don't know. It was a bit much for me. I mean, we're playing an Elvis song on the field and we're basically crying and blowing kisses to the crowd. Could you hear that last night? After Country Roads, that's a song that it's My Only Love at Last. And there's like the guy with the weird hair who's the coach, who's waving at the crowd.
You know what bothered me about it? I didn't think they celebrated too much. I'll disagree with you. I think they were playing every stereotypical American song they could come up with.
When they got to Freebird, by the way, it was time for all the fans to walk out. I mean, how much longer are we going to stay there? They beat Bosnia-Herzegovina. They took two countries that combined them to form a team. And we beat them. We're celebrating like they won the Stanley Cup. There's like 4 more things to get through here. It's what and you're a hypocrite if you say baseball teams celebrating clinching a wild card, popping champagne is wrong, and you had no problem with basically flowers being thrown from the upper deck at Levi's Stadium. It was what are we doing?
Why do you have such an axe to grind with U.S. national sports teams?
I don't. I just told you I'm rooting for them. There is no Jack Hughes on this team. I'm rooting for him. But I looked at it as an American. I want a little pride in my country. Can we act like we've been there before, even if we haven't? And your laugh tells me you agree.
I just think you're funny.
Thank you. Jeez. Now, the other takeaway I had watching 90 Minutes.
Oh, we got more.
As we approach America's 250th birthday, I want everybody to look around. All the discourse, whatever problems you might have with this country, understand this. You grew up in a country where we have the option of football and basketball and the best of the best playing here. Imagine growing up in Europe and that's what you look forward to every week. A sport that counts upwards, and then when you get the extra time, you got to guess when 5 minutes is up, and then a red card comes out over incidental could you imagine, that tingle you get in your bottom area on a football Sunday? Could you imagine growing up in France? It's like, all right, well, I guess we're watching another soccer game with no playoffs at the end. Well, that sucks.
Or your favorite team's not even in the number one division. They're like 2 tiers down.
Imagine at the end the Mets could get relegated. You'd be like, that isn't right. I'm not going to a game next year. Growing up outside of anywhere but America sucks if that's the world's game. That's my other takeaway.
All I could think about is, what would Tiki's reaction be if he was sitting here?
I wouldn't have the balls to say this in front of him. Let's just be honest.
Oh, come on.
No, I wouldn't. Tiki knows I try. I'll go to the games. I like going to a Red Bull game in person.
I got a great idea for next week. So this is obviously vacation time. I think everybody's off tomorrow except for me. I'm Captain America. I'm the only person working on July 3rd. Jerry Recco, too. Me and Jerry Recco. Everyone else, hates America. They don't want to come to work on July 3rd because it's a federal holiday. It's not a federal holiday. July 4th is the holiday, not July 3rd. But whatever. It's funny when the guy who just took 3 days off is lecturing people about all
to go to Canada.
Everybody knows I'm screwing around. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So next week, Shaun is off, so me and Tiki are doing Evan and Tiki without Shaun Morash. I think on one of the slow days, I'm just going to play clips of Shaun bastardizing soccer, and just get Tiki's response.
Am I not?
That's an hour right there, by the way.
But by the way, Tiki's allowed to love this. And we're allowed to parachute in, not know the rules, and enjoy America. I don't think I'm out of line for just speaking the truth as an American.
It's the beautiful game. You have to appreciate the creativity, the passion.
Creativity. They just threw a guy out for a game and a half for slipping on somebody's ankle. There's nothing beautiful about that. It's ass. It's cheeks, as the kids say.
All right, let's get back to your telephone calls. Soccer, the Yankees, the Mets, Mitchell Robinson, everything on the table on this incredibly hot Thursday, 888-808-1019. Let's go to Alex in Totowa, New Jersey. What's up, Alex?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good.
I want to give a quick take on soccer. So I feel like I'm with you guys and the majority of Americans about their interest in soccer. I think one of the biggest issues that people have with it is the flopping, which is a fair point. But after watching America yesterday in the World Cup, I don't think the flopping in soccer is as bad as what we get in basketball and football now.
I think that might be fair.
I actually agree with you on that.
I do too. It's gotten bad in basketball.
All I said in that little discussion was I was bored by it. I didn't go into excruciating detail the way Shaun did. But yeah, if you're asking me as an outsider, was flopping an issue in this game? It really wasn't. I see
flopping has ruined our game.
I think it's a lot more of a problem in the NBA. 100% right. Let's go to Shaun in Flushing. Hey, Shaun.
Gentlemen, how are you? Before I start, I just want to say a very, very happy 4th of July to everybody. Yes. I hope you enjoy your family. God bless the USA, a country so great that even the people that hate it won't leave.
Damn right.
So I just want to, yeah, baby. So listen, real quick, I got a Mitch point, but Shaun just made me Shaun just made me really touch on this soccer thing.
Okay.
So, Shaun, in hockey, like, if you want to look at it in hockey terms, yesterday was really exciting. And I'm a cash, just like you guys.
Yeah.
I understand the offsides. The flopping is annoying. I think the flopping annoys me more when they roll around on the ground holding their ankle and then they get up and start running like nothing hurts.
Yeah.
But I get that. So, but the thing is, Shaun, last night they played essentially in a power play. They were a man less, so it was a power play for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And every single time they kicked the ball on goal and America cleared it, like you hear the crowd just go bananas.
Yeah, and I got to be honest, I was too. I was like, all right, let's go. I was, but still, you get to the end, it's still you get down the round of 32, you're popping champagne.
Yeah, so anyway, listen, I'll get to Mitch, but I really enjoyed that game last night. Go USA, Good. It was awesome.
Very nice.
But I really need to touch on like some of the casual fans' comments about Mitch. And Evan, I know like you and your guys with the stats, maybe you can help me here, but I know with about 20 games left or so, Mitch was like 238th in minutes played, but he led the league in offensive rebounding.
Right.
So my point is, and obviously his rim protecting ability, but my point is, isn't that worth 7 or 8 missed free throws a game?
Yes.
Because like you said, Ev,
yes.
They game plan around his defense.
Yes.
Like, and they also game plan around his missed free throws. But they didn't hurt us. We won it.
I completely agree with you. I think that watching him every day, and I don't know, like the evolution of Nick popularity is strange. Like there's a lot of great diehards in this town. And like I said, after they won a title, I'm genuinely happy for them. And then there's a lot of people that just jump on the bandwagon. I think if you jump on the bandwagon, maybe your view on Mitchell Robinson is different. If you've watched him over the years, including the role he's now developed on this team, he makes a great impact for a guy that only plays 15 minutes a game. And so to dismiss it by saying, well, he doesn't play that many minutes, in fairness, how about what he does in those minutes? Like there's a stat called per 36, which gives you an idea of a guy's impact if you extrapolate it over 36 minutes. Mitchell Robinson's per 36 minutes gives him about 2.5 blocks, 16 rebounds, 8 of which are offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
So, and then you throw in the elite level rim protection, the way teams game plan him to get him off the floor, hence the fouling. Like, he is not a perfect player. And he was not a perfect player for the Nets. The Nets were attached to him last week, and I don't know if I was on the air for it, but I certainly said it privately. I was not interested.
Yeah, we had a discussion off the air.
The reason I wasn't interested isn't because he isn't impactful. It's because the Nets aren't ready for a guy like that.
They don't need the per 36 minute stats. They need 36 minutes.
Correct. They need a guy to go play 30 minutes a night. And do I trust Mitch to do that? No. My other point is, and this is where the second apron thing gets confusing, so I'm going to try to make it as basic as possible. I want a championship. I'm speaking as the Knicks. Obviously, I am not a Knick. I want a championship. I'm trying to win it again. The second apron is not scaring me from putting the best possible team on the court. whether it's Nick Richards or it's Kevon Looney or it's any other backup center you want to add, we should all agree that Mitchell Robinson would have given the Knicks the better chance of winning a title. Doesn't mean they can't, doesn't mean they won't. Just means that's the clearer route. And just dismissing him as somebody that doesn't play enough minutes is not fair. And either proves your bias or you just don't watch.
Yep.
It's one of the two. Is that fair?
It is fair. But the more I think about it, I think I need to drink the next time I watch a U.S. soccer game. It's dawned on me.
Get back to the soccer?
But now I'm thinking about it. I'm watching the game by myself. Nobody else cares. If I'm around people that care and I got some alcohol in me, maybe the game's different.
Well, you should try. How about a gummy? Would you do a gummy Monday night?
I could be lost staring at a couple blades of grass, but yeah.
Could be confusing?
Could be confusing.
I have this whole thing my youngest Spence, I guess, knows about Messi versus Ronaldo.
Okay.
And must watch YouTube videos about it. And he's a big Ronaldo guy. And I said, can you explain to me why? And he said, Ronaldo can do the bicycle kick.
Yeah.
And so I said back to him, can't everybody do the bicycle kick? And he said, no, only Ronaldo can. Is that true? What is the bicycle kick?
I learned this when I was coaching soccer last year.
Yeah.
You go up in the air and you kick it.
So you're telling me Lionel Messi can't do the bicycle kick?
I don't think he's as athletic that way. Lionel Messi's more of like an endurance guy on the field.
Can you confirm this?
I don't think he does. He's a little bit shorter.
Shorter, too.
He probably could.
But does
it's just not
Mbappe
his...
do it? Mbappe, by the way, that's the one guy. I got to be honest.
Mbappe.
If America had Mbappe, it's a little more thrilling. He's unbelievable.
I'm just letting you know my 5-year-old loves Ronaldo.
You see Mbappe at MetLife?
Mbappe was looking good.
Oh, my God.
Looking really good.
Yeah, he actually is. He makes the game exciting.
What team is he on?
France.
We need an American Mbappe.
I agree.
We need like that one. I mean, we got Pulisic is good, but we need like the one stud.
Be prepared. Right? Be prepared to go to a break after this one, but I'm too wound up to do it. If we had an American Mbappe, would he be called Mbappe?
Wake up and stop being an ass.
That's not necessary. All right, Shaun will give us a Cinco de Luncho, plus more of your telephone calls at 888-808-1019. And we play the game that I've been so excited to play. Where the hell is LeBron James going to end up? Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash on The Fan.
This July 4th weekend, America celebrates 250 years, and New York fans are bringing the heat. Hot dogs, hamburgers, fireworks, family arguments, and every sports opinion New York can fit on one grill.
The Giants are going all the way this year, and that's not the beer talk.
Celebrating America's 250th all July 4th weekend with you on your home for New York sports. 1019 FM WFAN.
Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka, or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hey Yankees fans, join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, July 3rd for a very special night. Fireworks Night, presented by Baby Ruth. Bring your family and friends as the Yankees take on the Twins, and stay after the game for a spectacular post-game fireworks show celebrating the 250th birthday of America. Get your tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss the Yankees and Twins Fireworks Night, Friday, July 3rd, presented by Baby Ruth. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Hey, this is Sal Licata. You know that when your AC fails, it's the worst. Make sure that doesn't happen by contacting my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts for decades. They're my go-to techs. They've done plenty of work on my house. I trust these guys to do a great job. And by the way, if your AC unit is over 15 years old, you're wasting your money. Get a new high-efficiency AC system right now. You'll save money and stay cooler. Go to EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
No matter what you drive, having the right tire matters. So take control with a new set of Bridgestone tires from Town Fair Tire. You'll choose from the area's largest selection of Bridgestone tires, and you'll get the Bridgestone tire you need at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services than all other tire dealers, clubs, or online sites. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof. We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With nearly 50 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
It's a Yingling thing. Knowing you should never show up empty-handed, you bring something that fits the night. Like a case of Flight by Yingling, a premium light beer that's low-calorie, low-carb, and deliciously refreshing. It's a Yingling thing. Keep it light with Flight.
Get your Yingling Lager at Rudy's Bar and Grill in Patchogue, Sal's Place in Massapequa, or Jimmy's Corner on West 44th in the Theater District. Yingling Lager, an ice-cold tradition, ready to be poured. Enjoy a Yingling today.
If you're still using a sportsbook to bet on the soccer tournament, you're getting robbed. Delete that app and join the millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. Trade against other fans, not the house. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for soccer's biggest stage. Available in all 50 states. Download the Polymarket app. Use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. so the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
Start your day with Boomer and Geo. Join the conversation weekday mornings from 6 to 10. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus. It's presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. Quickly around the World Cup, besides the U.S. win, the U.S. will play Belgium, the Waffles, who never waffled when they beat Senegal yesterday 3-2. That's all we know about Belgium is the Waffles. And England survived the Congo DR, beating them 2-1 to advance to the round of 16. And NHL had their opening to free agency, a lot of trade movement. But how about Anders Lee, the former Islanders captain? He signs in Utah. And the Rangers did finally move Vincent Trocheck in a deal to the Utah Mammoth in what was a bit of a mixed bag day for Chris Drury, but all the analytics young fans will tell you it was the greatest day ever.
Well, why don't you tell us then? Because I was going to ask you at some point on the show, and now is the perfect time since you brought it up in the Fan Focus. The New York Rangers thought about trading Vincent Trocheck during the season. In fact, they held him out right before the trade deadline. They end up not trading him. They trade him now. Are you happy with the return? Are you happy with Chris Drury?
I'm middling. I like the direction. The Rangers added 2 puck-moving defensemen yesterday. One in the trade for Trocheck, Dursey from Utah, and they got Pedersen, who played for Sullivan. Those guys, whatever, they will be factors. The Rangers defense, they're going to be a really good defensive team in front of Shesterkin, which they sucked at last year. And you hope that the puck movement helps the offense. But by moving Vincent Trocheck, JT Miller, Mika Zibanejad, they're just getting older. They don't have enough quality scoring. I know, obviously, they got the winger who scores for Vegas, Pavel Dorofeyev. He's very good, but they're just lacking something else offensively. I'm excited about the direction, but it feels like more of a rebuild than a retool, is what I would say. And I don't like being lied to. Just tell me what you are.
So they lied to?
I think they're rebuilding more than they're retooling. And you told me it was a retool. So I'm not expecting playoffs next year. Let me be pleasantly surprised. It's brand new, but I don't trust the GM still. That's it. And trading for a backup goalie at $4 million a year when you have young goalies doesn't add up to a retool either. Or a rebuild.
Right. Now feed us, because it's Cinco de la
That's right.
Shaun Moraes in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking. Nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Cinco de Luncho. It's brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything, everywhere. All right, off of last night's red card, I'm here to give you what I think, in my lifetime, the top 5 worst officiated calls of all time.
Wow.
Here we go.
You're going to tackle that?
Number 5.
Go big or go home, Evan.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 5, the holding call on Keith Hamilton in Super Bowl 35 that negated Jesse Armstead's interception return for a touchdown. The Giants have probably another Super Bowl if not for that call.
So we're starting with a homer pick.
Well, it's got to make the list. It's one of the worst calls of all time. Probably the worst Super Bowl call of all time. Here we go.
Number 4.
The red card last night on Flo Balogun. I mean, it's incidental. What are we doing here? The guy's and the rule makes it worse. That's the number 4.
Yeah, the fact that he's not playing in the next game makes it worse.
And by the way, 2 homers in a row. Giants, America, my 2 favorite teams. All right, here we go.
Number 3.
Nickel Roby-Coleman's non-pass interference on Tommy Lee in the Rams-Saints NFC Championship. I mean, it led the Saints fans boycotting the Super Bowl.
It's amazing when you said, I'm going to tackle this. I'm going after the 5 worst calls in sports history. That was the first one that came to mind.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
that was number 1.
I think you'll agree with my number 1.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying, like,
All right.
sometimes the best way to get an honest opinion, I was going to play this game with Tiki next week, is I just ask him something real quick. Don't think about it. Just give an answer. And to me, when you said worst calls in sports history, for whatever reason, that was the first one that jumped to my mind.
I would say this. If the U.S. loses versus Belgium, I think all 5 of these change the course of history. So that's why they're all included.
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Carlos Beltran's foul ball and Johan Santana's no-hitter.
I mean, you got to stop with that.
It hit the chalk.
You got to stop with that.
Evan, it changed the course of history. The Mets don't have their first no-hitter there if the call is called appropriately.
I mean, it was a bad call, but you're really putting that above an NFC championship game?
Let me ask you something, Evan. How many non-combined no-hitters do we see this day and age in baseball?
It's very rare. The Mets have 0 besides Johan.
So it's something,
a non-combined no-hitter.
It's something rare that a poor officiating
I think you're just being a jerk, though. I think this is like, let's make fun of the Mets.
Oh, no, the Mets. Am I making fun of the Saints? Am I making fun of the Giants? Am I making fun of...
That was number 2?
Yeah.
All right, you've already screwed up, but keep going.
All right. Here we go.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Jason Donald called safe to ruin Armando Galarraga's perfect game.
All right, first of all, can you say that one more time?
Jason Donald called safe.
Jason Donald?
That was the hitter.
Was that the hitter?
Yeah, by the way, how about
I don't know that.
How about
you got me fooled.
How about you leave the baseball to me? Armando Galarraga's perfect game. Ruined.
Who is the umpire?
Hunter Wentelstadt.
Jim Joyce.
That's right.
Jim Joyce is the answer.
The big teary-eyed apology the next
Look, that was
give me the lineup card.
That was an egregious call. Here's what's funny about a list like this. They're all egregious, right?
Yeah.
If a call is wrong, how much wronger can it be?
Uh-huh.
So I almost think your tiebreaker has to be level of importance. Galarraga's non-perfect game is more famous because of the missed call than if he pitched a perfect game.
But there's so little perfect games.
I'm just saying to you.
There's less perfect games than there are Super Bowls.
Shaun, people remember the Galarraga thing more than Domingo Germán throwing a perfect game, do they not?
Of course, it happened in Oakland.
But my point is, the non-perfection made it more perfect. Number 2, how dare you? How dare you say into a microphone, Johan Beltran, just being fair, change the course of history. And you don't have the balls, the stones, or the honesty to bring up that 12-year-old Jeffrey Mayer and what happened between Yankees-Orioles on the fly ball by Derek Jeter? You don't want to mention that?
The ball went over the fence.
Or how about the 2-2 pitch to Tino that was clearly a strike that's called a ball? Next pitch, grand slam. Game 1 of the World Series completely changed in 1998.
Are we sure if ABS was around that call wouldn't have been right?
It's a strike. It's a strike. You're wrong.
Nobody remembers that.
Well, I remember it. And Tino remembers it.
Well, how dare you Yankee hater? How did that call? By the way, they would have beat the Padres anyway.
Were they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
the whole series changes.
Why do you get so upset about Johan? Like, it's okay. You benefited. You
I
got
get
it.
upset that you left out. What about Deckinger in the '85 World Series between the Royals and the Cardinals? A play it for we don't talk about that. I don't care.
Excuse me.
I don't care.
Excuse me, buttface. For the 300th time in the history of Cinco, I referenced something is in my lifetime. I was not alive in '85.
So that doesn't count?
Well, if something is said in my lifetime, then no, it doesn't count.
All right. Scratch that one from the record.
I'm sure there was a missed ball in 1963 that I didn't know about either.
Let's go back then to Jeffrey Mayer. How do you not include that? You talking about the changing of history? Bro, come on, man. They lose game 1 of the ALCS. It's a completely different series. And it was an egregious call. Richie Garcia knows it. Jeffrey Mayer knows it. Tony Tarasco, as high as he was, knows it. Everybody knows it. I'm going to include Johan on the list, but dare I mention St. Jeter and his fly ball to right field that was clearly interfered with by a snot-nosed 12-year-old.
I, to this day, am not sure.
Sorry, Jeffrey, you did nothing wrong.
I still don't know that ball would not have gone out.
Oh, stop with that.
I wasn't even going to tell you.
Here's what you can tell me. You have no credibility.
It might have been number 6. We'll never know. It's a Cinco list.
Number 6. I hope people hurl insults at Shaun Morash on Twitter for that egregious list he put together.
I think a lot of people would agree with that list.
Okay. You can think whatever the hell you want.
All right.
One other thing, because I want to compliment you now that I ripped your clothes off and made fun of you.
You didn't rip my clothes off.
I didn't listen to a lot of the show while I was on vacation because it's healthy. It's healthy to get away.
Yeah.
But I tuned in on Tuesday at 11:30 while you were doing Posted and Toasted.
Yes.
And you were so great with some of the old tweets that you found that I was just talking to the architect and I was talking to Big Hurley, and we all agreed it was a universal decision made by the great Ryan Hurley and the great architect and myself.
Okay.
Truth is, no one was there. This is just me deciding this. You are now going to find the old tweets.
Great.
And for the first time ever, I'm going to now play Posted and Toasted with Tiki Barber. Because for all these years, this ever-popular segment we've created, people love it. People love this stupid segment. It's always me finding the tweets and having Tiki guess, and maybe Shaun guesses. Those days are done.
All right.
You're so good at finding old tweets. It's your job to find them. It's your job to host them. Remember, it's with Shaun Morash. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash.
You're making it sound like a threat.
I think you need more microphone time. And as far as that's concerned, you are now the host of Posted and Toasted. Congratulations.
Fine with me, but I'm going to give you this fair warning.
Go ahead.
I'm glad you appreciated it. I wouldn't say it was hard work finding and searching the word firework in 4 people's tweets. I will do that.
Yes.
But you get what you get.
What does that mean? I've been doing this for 2 years and the tweets have been awesome.
Here's what I mean.
You can't get lazy to me and say, wow, it's tough to find tweets.
No.
What?
You just use that word again. And you know how people want to ask you, what pushes Shaun's buttons? That word right there.
I felt violated.
Lazy. when I get stuff that you don't like, your crutch is to tell me I was lazy. When, in fact, I put in the work. It's just something I thought worked. Not everything's a home run.
I will never rip you for a tweet that wasn't wildly entertaining. It just needs to follow the rules of Posted and Toasted.
It will follow, but I don't want to hear. Well, if we have a bad Tuesday, I don't want to hear, oh, you go lazy on some Posted and Toasted. So I want this clip saved in to play back if Evan ever does that. I will do the work, and I'll do it. But if you don't like it, you get what you get. That's it.
What a great sell to the audience. Shaun just announced, if it sucks, it sucks. Don't blame me.
Well, because my point is, I'm glad you thought I did a good job. Does that guarantee I will do one 52 weeks of the year? I hope I do.
Here's what I know.
But you never know.
Here's what I know. Next Tuesday, you're off, okay? So you are not even doing the first week of Posted and Toasted.
Sort of off.
The second week, I'm off. So I won't even be there to grade you.
Okay.
So this doesn't even
start. Training camp.
Right. This doesn't even start till late July. I tell you what I'm very excited for because we have a few segments on the show. Some disappear for a while and they come back. One of my favorite segments, because it's very educational and also wildly entertaining, at least that's what people tell me, is a little segment we like to call New Team Who Dis.
Oh, we're ready.
Okay? And what New Team Who Dis is I will name players who are on new teams as a sport is about to start. Well, with NFL training camp about to begin, I cannot wait because Shaun takes a lot of pride in this, and Tiki is Tiki Barber. Like, they're competitive.
I love it.
So when I say a player's name, they're like, he's on the Eagles. He's on. So you guys have fair warning. You could start studying. Thank you. Play that again. That's the theme song.
New team who dis.
I'm so glad.
New team who dis.
New team who dis.
New team who
I can't believe you're giving me an opening to use this.
Go ahead.
Because in my realm of watching old games, something blew my mind. So we're going to play old team who dis with you real quickly.
What? Old team who dis?
Let's see if you got it.
Okay.
Give me the last team Richard Sherman played in the NFL for.
San Francisco 49ers.
No.
You're wrong.
I had forgotten.
Went back to Seattle.
No.
I don't know. Who was it?
You're wrong.
The Tampa Bay Bucks.
Wow, yeah.
At the end of Brady's career.
Yeah. I vaguely remember.
I was watching Brady's return to New England, and I went, who's that at corner for the Bucks?
So you want to have a new game called Old Team
Who Dis?
Like players and like, did you know he played for that team?
When I was watching, I went, man, new team Who Dis? I would have got that wrong that year.
When I was trying to go to sleep the other night, I watched this great old YouTube video.
All right.
The last game-winning shot of legendary NBA players.
Okay.
So Michael Jordan's last game-winning shot. Kobe Bryant, which was his last game in the league. Last game-winning shot. And I don't know why, because I remembered. It's not like I didn't remember, but watching Hakeem Olajuwon on the Raptors just cracked me up.
What an odd one. What an odd one.
I'm just watching it. I'm like, that's hilarious.
What weird teams these teams have played for, these guys have played for.
No question. Let's go to so many great options. Let's go to Frank in New Jersey. What's up, Frank?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
First of all, I want to say that I respect Mr. Robinson for taking the money because I think he deserved it as much as the Knicks need him. But, the Knicks will hopefully do something better. Do you think they take Deuce McBride and two picks and just swap him? And then additionally, after that, in terms of the World Cup last night, the U.S., it reminds me of Wemby knocking Brunson down in NBA Finals, and the referees just don't call anything. What do you guys think?
Well, there were a lot of NBA analogies. I mentioned that I thought of Giannis falling on the ankle of Kyrie Irving back in 2021. But I do think between the flopping and the reviews of is something egregious or not, there was an NBA vibe to it. As far as trading Deuce McBride is concerned, I mean, I got to know what you're getting back. Like, my assumption right now is the Knicks are going to use the veterans minimum to fill out the rest of their roster and get a backup center, whether it's Nick Richards, who I mentioned earlier, or Andre Drummond, or Bismarck Biyombo, or whoever you want to come up with.
But could you find a match with Deuce and a trade partner to find a backup
possibly.
big?
I guess it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say the Knicks can't survive without Deuce. They basically did for a postseason.
No, I get you. I get you.
I know
Certainly a possibility.
But you get the point.
If I had to guess, I would say no, but I think it's more likely they go that kind of that veterans minimum route to fill out that backup center. And the names I mentioned, the guys you're talking about. How about Mason Plumlee? He's still out there.
Okay.
Was on the Spurs.
Say, which Lopez brother is still floating around?
Robin.
Robin.
Robin's chilling. You could bring him back. Let's go to JB in Fanwood. Hey, JB.
Hey, Evan. I'm calling up to offer a solution or an alternative to tanking in all American sports leagues.
Yes.
So in England, they take the TV money and they divide it up amongst the teams based on where those teams finish at the end of the season. If all of these leagues actually had these teams play for something, i.e. a purse at the end of the season, I mean, it's great that you win the Super Bowl, World Series, the Cup, the Stanley Cup, but what are we playing for? What are we getting?
So there's a level that you need to balance here. See, I think the NBA has already fixed tanking, which is odd because I didn't even love the new rules they created for the lottery, but you're seeing it. Like, teams are going to try to win because of the way the odds have changed now in the NBA lottery. But I also think, and I'll use the Mets as an example, I'm not a believer that the Mets should tank, but there are going to be Met fans because of their draft pick situation where they move back 10 slots if they're 7 or higher.
Yeah.
That there are going to be Met fans who say, hey, we're better off losing, getting lucky in the lottery so we could have a top 6 pick as opposed to moving back 10 slots. I don't believe in that. But at the end of the baseball season, shouldn't they be evaluating young players? Shouldn't Eric Wagaman not be the guy you're getting consistent at-bats to? Like, I think in baseball, I'll use that as just one example. Evaluation matters. It does.
Yeah.
Same thing even in football. Like, I think tanking is a bigger problem in football than it is any other sport, more in terms of the way we as fans watch these games. But at the end of the season, if the Jets are going nowhere, I want to see the young quarterback.
Of course.
Like, don't force me based on a purse or money allotment to have teams make decisions that aren't even best for the future of my organization.
And why does a fan care about the purse?
We don't.
We don't. Like, that's the other thing. It's about the fan interest more than anything else. These teams, okay, great. The teams are going to try hard because they get more money. It makes no sense for me as a fan.
Mike's in Clifton Park, New York. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys, great show. So I have 3 quick points, and I'll expand if you want.
Sure.
Steve Cohen, he's been feeble and stubborn. The Yankees, why call it a June swoon? Maybe it should be called a Boone swoon. and Mitchell Robinson could be a poison pill for the Celtics.
Why would he be a poison pill for the Celtics?
Well, he's going to be starting, right?
I mean, potentially, yeah.
Right, and he'll have more minutes, and his health is always so fragile. And if he's not available, they're locked in for 3 years.
Yeah, I don't think the going rate was that crazy though. I think when you hear 3 years, $41 million, it sounds absurd. I don't think it is.
It's not like you got a max deal.
Yeah, and I think that if you are a smart, competitive team, and the Celtics are in this weird spot because, you know, they bring in Mike Conley, who's a fossil at 39 and had a more limited role this past year with Minnesota. What?
I just can't. I looked at the caller screen board like an idiot.
Oh, was there something funny?
The last one.
It's a great call. I have to skip the line and go to this guy. What was my point again?
I don't even know. I made the mistake of looking over, and I wish I didn't.
No, I'm glad you did, because this is a call that needs to be taken.
An extremely interesting question.
This is an unbelievable question that I'm going to let the caller ask.
And by the way, we'll do more Mitchell Robinson in a second.
We'll get to Mitchell Robinson in a second, but this is fascinating, and I hope that David in the Bronx sets up the question so that we can all understand it. David, the floor is yours. What is your query?
First off, big fan. Evan, Tiki, Marash, love you guys. But it's almost been 24 hours since my son's been born, and he doesn't have a name yet. I've always wanted to give my son the name Aaron, but unfortunately, my last name's Hernandez. Would it be a good idea to give him the first name Aaron? And I'll listen to you guys. Thank you.
Hold on, no, David, I got a question, David, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Is Aaron like the name of your father, a grandfather, or anybody like that?
No, Aaron is someone that's very important in the Bible. He basically
so
did
it's
a
a
lot of
religious
interpretation
reason.
for Moses. Yes.
I would advise you to find another favorite character in the Bible. That's a tough one because it's religious involved. Here's the thing.
So again, if you're just tuning in, his last name is Hernandez. He just had a son. They're at the hospital, haven't named him yet. He wants to know, and he called Sports Talk Radio to find out, can I name him Aaron? Or does that not work?
Look, if your last name's Rifkin, you can't name your kid Joel, right? Like, there's just certain things. Remember this about naming your kid. We have been through this, okay? I mean, we don't know what we had to fool our wives with little sports names everywhere, but we did that. In the end, your child is the one that has to live with that name.
Yeah.
For basically the first year, carrying your kid around places, you'll get a giggle. Hey, this is Aaron Hernandez. That's funny. Aaron Hernandez. Even if it's not meant to be. But the giggle wears off when the kid gets to school.
Right.
Because then when the kid gets to school and the teacher starts shouting out attendance, Aaron Hernandez, you are then going to look like the bleep idiot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh, their parents must have thought they were real funny. They named their kid Aaron Hernandez. Do your kid a favor for the next 40 years at least of their life. Don't name your kid after people or known murderers.
Well, first of all, he's not naming the kid
I
after Aaron
understand,
Hernandez.
and
It's a name in the Bible.
I know, and it's not his fault that his last name's Hernandez and Aaron's a name in the Bible, but unfortunately, there's got to be other names out there.
Do you remember a little-known NBA player who played for the Brooklyn Nets by the name of David Duke?
Yes.
You remember David Duke?
Yes, David Duke.
Okay. All right. We all know the other David Duke?
Yes, of course.
David Duke had a great answer because he was asked about it naturally. Because you hear David Duke and you're like, David Duke? I mean, well, geez, what was his parent thinking? I think his father was David Duke as well.
Right.
And named him David Duke Jr. And he said, I'm going to change the way you think of that name. Now, that is a great, confident answer. Unfortunately, he didn't because he was, just a regular, forgettable NBA player, more the answer to a trivia question like Chris Douglas Roberts than anything else. I like the idea of saying to his son as he gets older, you're going to change the way people think of Aaron Hernandez. You're going to do something so amazing and so awesome in this world that nobody will remember him. They'll remember you.
Or the former broadcaster of the Ravens, Jerry Sandusky.
Connor, I'm glad you brought that up. I think that's admirable to want to change the name.
In fairness, Jerry Sandusky was alive when Jerry Sandusky was a dirty animal at Penn State. So it's not like there was a choice.
But wouldn't we agree, and by the way, it was just coincidental because they both end up working in football, that maybe, just even to a minor degree, that made Jerry Sandusky with the Ravens' life a little more difficult, that he constantly had to be confused or whatever.
I get you.
I don't know. Like, life's hard enough. For kids, it's hard enough. Find another name. That would be my vote. Do what you want. It's your kid.
I also think, let's also remember 30 years from now, is Aaron Hernandez going to be a guy that lives in history?
I think he is.
You think so?
I think
for our generation, we remember him. I don't know if our kids' generation is going to know that much about him.
This might be very sports bubble of us, but I think Aaron Hernandez goes down as like one of the most infamous murderers of all time because he was an NFL player that played on a prominent franchise that was winning Super Bowls.
Yeah,
I think he's more pop culturally relevant because of that.
Do you know who Fritz Peterson is?
The golfer.
No.
Okay.
Do you know who Mike Kekich is?
No, I'm guessing those are serial killers.
No, absolutely nothing like that at all.
What are you tricking me into? This is a very dicey line.
They're two baseball players who played for the Yankees in the early 70s.
Oh, all right.
They infamously traded wives and families with each other.
Oh, these are the wife traders for the Yankees.
Now, we've all heard the story,
yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah.
Now that I say it, you're like, oh, yeah, Peterson and Kekich. And if I'm not mistaken, Fritz Peterson still lives with Kekich's wife. And I think Kekich did not end up lasting with Fritz's ex-wife. But they switched families. It was the biggest trade in baseball history.
Yeah. Sign and trade.
They traded kids, too.
Not even David Stearns could pull that one off.
Right. Nobody, if I named my kid, my last name was Peterson, and I named him Fritz, and he was Fritz Peterson, I don't think that person would have lived with it forever because it was 1973. We've all heard about the story, but we don't associate the name. So what I'm trying to tell you is, and of course what they did is not the same as Aaron Hernandez, I'm just trying to tell you that history changes what we know. 30 years from now, you'll know, oh yeah, there was a player who played for the Patriots and murdered somebody, but I don't think the name is going to be like the name of... It's not Abe Lincoln.
Hold on.
It's not a kid growing up with the name Abe Lincoln or David Duke or any other famous good or bad person in the history of the world.
You're a parent. 8 years from now, your kid is 8, this kid is 8, and you find out, I made a friend, his name's Aaron Hernandez. Are you trusting your kid to go over that kid's house with the parents?
Of course
What kind
I
of parents would name their kid Aaron Hernandez?
I'm not going to not trust the parents.
Without knowing them? You'd think twice.
You want me to do this?
What, my kid?
Yeah, you named your kid after Lawrence Taylor. He's not exactly known as the what? Finish my sentence.
We're gonna right the wrong here. I'm named after Lawrence Taylor. My kid is named after me.
Come on, bro. She's named after Lawrence Taylor.
Shaun Taylor Morash, named after Shaun Landetta and Lawrence Taylor.
Amazing how it turned into Shaun Taylor, who had a...
I know.
Yep.
I know. My kid is named after me, who is named after Lawrence Taylor. That's the difference.
Connor, does that work, or do we still think she's named after Lawrence Taylor?
I definitely think she's still named after Lawrence Taylor.
I'm named after Lawrence Taylor. And Peyton is named after Peyton Manning, which is a great person to have.
Peyton Manning?
And Sean Payton.
I was going to say it was Sean Payton.
But the sell was, and we also have an Eli as a dog, so we could have Eli and Peyton. That's how my wife pushed her over the top.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so the end result is I'm okay with naming your kid Aaron Hernandez. Sean is against it. And now you're probably going to get a lot of texts about it.
Yep.
So good luck, and let us know what you decide to do.
Yep.
Back to your calls in a minute at 888-808-1019. And where should and where will LeBron James end up? Would you want him here? It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan. 101.9 FM.
You want to tell me it's a yellow card? He's not out for the next game? Okay, do that if you have to do something. But to make it the level of a red card where he is out for the rest of this match and then next match against Belgium, to me, it's a complete bang job.
Dude, I can't.
It's 100% FIFA bang job.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Do you really believe that suddenly all of these teams are coming out of the woodwork and showing serious interest in LeBron James? Or like the curiously timed leak of the LeBron and AD to Golden State rumor a few days ago, is this just another well-timed leverage play by LeBron, Rich Paul, and all their media surrogates to drum up a market outside of Golden State, Cleveland, and Miami? Does it mean James isn't really interested in going to any of those three? I'm Chris Mack.
Party at your place this summer? Fix things up inside and out with July 4th deals, now at Lowe's. Get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $80 on a select Charbroil Performance Series gas grill, now $299. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now through Tuesday, save up to 60% on Sealy at Mattress Firm. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We want everyone to enjoy their 4th of July weekend, so please use a rideshare or a designated driver. A DUI will change your life. Don't drink and drive. From your friends at Odyssey and Shulman and Hill Injury Lawyers, we are New York.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, and that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro Painters and get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th and let freedom and fresh paint ring.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Monday, July 20th, when the Yankees host the Pittsburgh Pirates, and be ready to receive a traditional Yankees giveaway. It's Yankees T-shirt night, presented by Sato. The first 15,000 guests will receive a Yankees T-shirt. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, don't miss the Yankees and Pirates for Yankees T-shirt night presented by Sato on Monday, July 20th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
The times you spend with your friends and loved ones are the best. Those selfies you take now will shape memories that will last a lifetime. Make sure you stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Only 2 milligrams of fentanyl can cause an overdose. So learn about the dangers and risks of this frightening, deadly drug at stayinthepic.nj.gov. Don't risk your life and all those wonderful memories you're creating. Stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Know all the risks. Visit stayinthepic.nj.gov from New Jersey Human Services.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
The summer is here, and it is hot. If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, you got to think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with their super savings sale. They're offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, you get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive 5-year service plan that includes annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing all of Long Island and Queens, you can call the team at Sloman's today, 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But you got to hurry, these cool savings aren't going to last. So don't miss out. Call 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. That's ac.slomans.com. Terms and conditions do apply. For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small. We've helped mark the moments that matter the most to our customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As we celebrate a century of excellence, we thank you for being part of our story, and we look forward to the moments still to come. We invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
I come with good news. The New York Mets can't lose tonight, and the New York Yankees can't lose tonight. A double dipper of off days as the Mets get set to go to Atlanta, and the New York Yankees get the perfect toxin, the Minnesota Twins. I mean, if there is anything that can solve the Yankee issues, it would be a team that they have like an 800 winning percentage against over the last 20 years.
You know, we didn't bring this up in the open. And if you go back on the Odyssey app and rewind, we talked a lot about Steve Cohen's comments, but of course, Aaron Boone and where we're at time-wise. The thought hadn't even crossed my mind.
Let me rephrase that. Time-wise on firing his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is baseball. And I know it's not his fault, and it's Cody Bellinger and Ben Rice's fault, and it's the defense's fault. But as we saw with the Phillies, and we've seen before, managers get fired. And I know that there are Yankee fans out there who want the man fired. And I don't think they should be bullied by all the hosts saying it's crazy to suggest it. So we merely said, what time is it? When you're at midnight, that's when you're ready to fire somebody. I was at midnight with Carlos Mendoza on April 20th. I am not there with Aaron Boone. I'm at about 9:15.
Yeah.
Shaun is at 10:30. And so when you say clock, I just wanted to specify what the hell you actually meant.
And this is always dangerous when I don't pre-think of something before we talk about it on the air, but it really just dawned on me when you set this whole thing up. It feels so far-fetched that it feels like it's impossible, right? They're playing the Twins, so they're gonna wake up and they're gonna do what they do to the Twins. If they got swept by the Twins this weekend,
so that's a 10-game losing streak.
They get to 10 games, and the team that's usually the Magic Elixir, and you're about to play the Rays off of this.
Yes.
Do you think that changes anything with the Yankees?
Here's what I would say about, and there's a difference between what I would do, what you would do as fans, and what Brian Cashman would do in terms of firing a manager midseason, which seems kind of crazy. I think that we are already close to midnight in terms of the amount of time Brian Cashman is going to give Aaron Boone. He doesn't have managers forever.
Right.
We saw that with Joe Torre when they made the decision. We saw it with Joe Girardi. we're already, in the whole grand scheme of things, at about 11 o'clock. I said to you a few weeks ago, I think Aaron Boone's managing his final season here. Barring a championship, I think this is going to be the moment where he makes a move. Just my prediction. So if you're telling me this gets even worse, then I wouldn't put it off the table. I really wouldn't. And I don't think that's crazy. Just, again, reminding you where we are on the Brian Cashman, how long do I keep managers clock?
I think we're pretty good.
And I think Steve Cohen, part of the honesty he put forth in the show podcast he did with Heyman and Sherman, I think really opened my eyes when he talked about when they finally came to the decision of firing Carlos Mendoza. He kind of funnily called it a mercy kill, basically.
Yeah.
And he said they'd come to the decision.
Like it's a horse.
Like it's a horse, right.
Very disrespectful. I'm just kidding.
Have some mercy on him. I laughed, but the idea was we made the decision. Is he going to be back next year? No. So have mercy on him and get rid of him now. If you're already thinking, if you're Brian Cashman, is Aaron Boone not going to be back next year? And they get this to 10 in a row, and the team that's always the wake-up call isn't the wake-up call, and then you're on the verge of, like, really needing a shot on the arm before you play the Rays. I mean, this thing could get really out of hand at that point. How do you not consider it?
Well, I think it's different. I think the mercy call was we already know that this season is lost and he's not coming back.
But wouldn't you know after a 10-game losing streak, you're probably not bringing Boone back?
No. In that case, it's about winning a championship. Like, this is all about winning a championship. And the reason why the Phillies fired Rob Thompson is at 8-18, they said, we got to try something different.
But how could you be worried about, well, if we win a championship, we'll bring Boone back? How about try to win the championship by waking the team up and firing the manager?
That's exactly what I'm saying. You're talking about a mercy shot, which is far different than what the Mets did.
Maybe it's a mercy shot for us, the fans.
No, I get you. The reason I brought that up is, and I love Boomer, but I heard him this morning mocking the idea of any Yankee fan suggesting firing Aaron Boone. And I'm like, it's not mock-worthy. Like, it's baseball, man.
Yeah.
This is the way it is.
It's all right there in front of us.
You don't play well, you make crazy or what would be perceived as a crazy decision. So that's all I'm saying. Oh, real quick before we get back to your calls, I want to play one other thing Steve Cohen said because I thought it was interesting. So Steve Cohen told us David Stearns is not going to be fired. David Stearns may not get the entirety of his 5-year contract. He'll reevaluate after next season. But for now, David Stearns is the guy. While simultaneously telling us that behind the scenes, I hold people accountable. Take a listen to this.
You know, I give a lot of rope, and now I've got to pull it in. I've got to hold people accountable. You know, everyone screams accountability. Trust me, I'm holding them accountable, and they know it.
How are you holding David Stearns accountable? That'd be my follow-up. You've already announced to the world he's coming back. He is not going to lose his job. And there may be a good answer to this. I don't know what it is, which is why I'm asking it. What are you, Steve Cohen, doing behind the scenes as you pull the rope back to hold him accountable? Is that his way of saying, I'm going to be more hands-on with moves?
Yeah.
Is that his way of saying, I'm going to be hands-on with the trade deadline and what this team does in free agency? Like, is that what you mean? Because in one breath, Stearns is back. In the next breath, I hold everybody accountable.
That was the way I interpreted that, is that we're embarking on this trade deadline where the Mets may be sellers here. I think, if I had to guess, the way to hold David Stearns accountable is you're coming to me before you pull the trigger on any single move. And I'm giving you the stamp of approval, yes or no. Because he hasn't earned the right, I think, at this point, to have freelance on all these moves. Isn't that a way of holding somebody accountable?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
You're kind of handcuffing him in his job, which maybe isn't right, but also you got to keep an eye on things.
Let's get back to your calls.
Joe Shane on the headsets.
That's right. 888-808-1019. Now let's hear from my guy, JR in Somerville. How you doing, JR?
Hey, guys. Man, a lot to get to. I just wanted to, you just mentioned Cohen. Hey, what Cohen needs to tell Stearns is I see these guys throwing 102 and 103 in Milwaukee. Just flood my system with those guys, and in 5 years you can leave, okay? So that's the first thing. But the conversation about Aaron Hernandez and, you know, Evan, you're becoming a Knicks fan every day and erasing the New Jersey Nets because you're forgetting, you're just throwing the history away and not mentioning the most dynamic shooter in Nets history, Jason Williams, who actually caused the point guard from New Jersey, Jay Williams, to change his name. So that's a guy who...
First of all, Jason, do you know my history with Jason Williams at all or not really? Because I haven't gotten into it very much.
Not really.
All right, well, I'll explain it right now. He was my all-time favorite player. Like, he was poster on the wall. I love this guy because of his dynamic ability to just break your soul on the offensive glass. And then he was funny. Like, throw that in there. He was just a comical guy. And even when he left the NBA, went to NBC, he was fantastic. I go away because I left my child at home. got a job, went to a little bit of college, did a radio show, the whole thing. I come back 2 years later, because I didn't come back for a while, and I walk into my bedroom, and there's this gigantic poster of Jason Williams dunking on somebody. Of course, soon after, he murdered his limo driver.
Yeah.
Now, for those that are not aware of the story, he was drunk that night. I think he was high that night, accidentally killed his limo driver, and then tried to cover it up. It was It was horrible. And for me, it ended my fandom in terms of loving individual players. Like, I was done. I was like, I'm never going to love an individual player. This was my guy. He's a freaking murderer. And so I love Jason Williams, but I also hate him all at the same time. So I don't forget Jason Williams. If you ask me, you got a friend with the last name Williams, can you name him Jason? I think that enough people remember White Chocolate, or they remember Duke J. Williams, who changed his name to J.
Yeah.
But that is far different than a kid being born decades later or years later and saying, can you name him the same name? Of course Jay Williams changed his name. It was all at the same time.
But I feel like this is still the same era. We're still so close to Aaron Hernandez.
I don't think it is. Not with a kid being born right now.
Again, I just go to the schooling and the attendance and the teachers and the friends. Like anybody in the next 20 years, I don't think enough time's passed. Aaron Hernandez is that culturally relevant.
He last played, or when did he?
Well, it was right after the 2011 Super Bowl, right? Was that his last game he ever played?
I'm looking it up right now. So the last game he ever played was 2012. So he hasn't played a game in 14 years.
But they just did so many documentaries on him, and it was huge in the public eye recently, even with non-sports fans.
Dude, he's not some killer in Colorado that maybe half the country knows about documentaries. The guy was an NFL player on Bill Belichick and Brady's Patriots.
Now, to the point that JR made, and I deeply get offended when he says I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not a Knicks fan, and I didn't forget Jason Williams.
No,
Trust me,
you're a Knicks supporter.
Let's go Knicks. I'm not a Knicks supporter.
Financially, you are.
You're all being very offensive to me. Let's go Knicks. You're bullying me right now. I don't like it. Is Jason Williams, like when I say Jason Williams, and maybe not to you because you're a Nets fan, our intern, how old are you, sir? By the way, what's your name? I apologize.
Ethan.
Ethan is right.
How old are you, man?
And I'm 21.
When I say Jason Williams, what do you think of?
The point guard?
Exactly. Now, when I say Aaron Hernandez, what do you think of? Damn it, this isn't going to go
well. The soon-to-be-named son.
You do think of the tight end and the killer? Like, does it pop?
Course.
It does.
Of course. I watched the documentary.
But you are 21. I think it's different. Jason Williams is now generations ago, and he's thinking of another Jason Williams. So I don't think it's the same. And I think that as we move further away from Aaron Hernandez, people are not going to think of him. They're going to hear Aaron Hernandez, and it's just going to be a name. It's going to be a common first name and a common last name. That's it.
I just can't believe with everything that happened with U.S. soccer, the June swoon, Steve Cohen speaking, this has become a big topic because of this caller.
Well, this caller called up and said, hey, I got a kid right now. He was just born. My last name is Hernandez. Can I name him Aaron? It was a very fair question. It's a great question.
Why not just go with like Steve, or Mark? Make it easier.
Exactly.
Just don't go with Angel. You can't go with Angel.
Oh, that's a good point. I was going to say it's worse. It's not worse, but it's bad.
Don't say it's worse.
It's not worse. It's bad. I held up.
Dave is in Queens. Hey, Dave, what's up?
What's going on? First off, I have a friend. His name is Aaron Hernandez Berg. So I thought that was pretty funny. Second, I just want to calm down Yankee fans a little bit. I want to start off and say I'm not the biggest Aaron Boone fan, but I'm not the biggest Aaron Boone hater. I think if he got fired right now or soon, it'd be worse. It would just make everything worse. That's number two. Number three is I'm a Knicks fan, and I remember people calling for Mike Brown in the regular season when they had a little bit of a losing streak after the Cup that he should be fired. And Evan, you talk about this all the time, so I'm surprised that you're kind of on the train about midnight firing. I really just feel like that's coming from a place of jealousy in the Mets. The Mets can't have a manager. The Yankees can't either. I could be wrong about that. I don't know.
Well, I think you're wrong about it because I'm not at midnight. Like, I'm not calling for Aaron Boone's job. What I said at the top of the show, and I stand by it, is I don't think we should act towards any Yankee fan who calls up and suggests it like they're an idiot or they're being irrational. I am defending the idea because it's baseball. He's been here for a decade. They're going through a funk right now. Yes, I'm not ready to fire him. I'll come on the air and tell you when I'm ready to fire him. I have before. I think there have been times throughout his tenure where I said fire Aaron Boone. I certainly know when I asked to fire Tom Coughlin, and I wanted Mendy fired 37 times, so I'm certainly not afraid to say it. I am merely reminding Yankee fans and everyone around here, it's okay to have that opinion. He's not sacrilegious to suggest a managerial firing. Now, we all need to keep in mind, if they ever did fire him, his replacement is Brad Ausmus.
Yeah.
Or Luis Rojas.
I was going to say Luis Rojas. Yeah.
No one's saying they're the greatest option, but neither was Don Mattingly. And yet here the Philadelphia Phillies are, and they're playing great baseball despite Zach Wheeler being pissed at Donnie last night. Did you see that one?
I did not see that.
He was pissed he got pulled.
Okay.
Basic stuff.
Okay, but that's simple stuff. It's amazing. Some of us said Don Mattingly was a good manager.
Well, he's not a good manager.
I mean, it looks like they're playing pretty well, huh?
Them
Got
playing
the
well doesn't change the fact that he's not a good manager. I don't think Brad Ausmus is a good manager. If he replaces Aaron Boone and the Yankees go 13-3, I don't think it proves he's a great manager.
Was Joe Torre a good manager before he came to the Yankees?
Joe Torre was an okay manager before he came to the Yankees.
And I think Don Mattingly was an okay manager. My point
I disagree. I watched enough of him.
You learn.
I disagree.
You learn from your mistakes.
Some of the moves he made with the Dodgers, I wish I could name one off the top of my head.
But you can't. Produce the audio.
But what if I did? What if I brought up a movie made in 2014? What would you even say to that?
I'd have to believe you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't like when he didn't turn Rafael Furcal around as a switch hitter.
I thought that was terrible. He handled Yasiel Puig terrible.
Let's go to Dwight in Asbury Park. What's up, Dwight?
Oh, yes. Everybody knows that Jaylen Brown, he's going to be a Sixer. If he was going to Brooklyn, if you're Shaun Marks, what would you offer him?
So my problem with the Jaylen Brown offer is I think if it's MPJ, Michael Porter Jr., and two of the less offensive first-round picks, and what I mean by that is the Knicks should be good, so let's say this year's Knicks first-round pick as one of the offers, and then maybe the Sixer pick that the Nets have in 2028.
Not that Nugget pick.
Not the Nugget pick, not a future Knicks pick. Those two specific ones plus MPJ would have been a fair offer for Jaylen Brown, but I had two concerns about Jaylen Brown not related to what I'd have to give up. Number one is he's 30 years old. So age-wise, I got this really young team. What is my end game building around Jaylen Brown? And number two, the contract. And we talk so much about the second apron. Let me tell you how much money Jaylen Brown makes and how difficult it is to build a roster around this kind of contract. Jaylen Brown this season will make $57 million. In the following year, 2028, he will make $61 million.
Crazy.
And then finally in 2029, fully guaranteed, he will make $65 million per year. It is difficult to build a roster around that player at age 30, 31, and 32 making $60 million a year. Now, I get the Net fan who says, hey, I just want to be good. What are we doing? What are we doing with our cap space? I get it. He would have made them better. But $60 million a year for a guy who's 30, 31, and 32? I don't know, man. That ain't the slam dunk some want to describe it as.
No,
the Sixers are trying to win with Joel Embiid also making $60 million a year and Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. It's different for the Sixers.
For them, they feel like their window is closing. They're trying to keep it open.
Correct.
Touch.
This is their window. This is their moment.
I can't believe I just mentioned that Nets-Nuggets pick because it just hit me with all these new rules. If the Nuggets win the lottery or whatever, or in top 5 in 2031, the Nets are just screwed in 2032 with that pick?
I'm so confused by what you just asked. Why don't you try it again?
Okay. I forget the year, but is it 2032 that the Nets have the Nuggets?
Are you literally asking me about the Nets pick of the Denver Nuggets?
Because think about this.
I only brought up picks to describe a Jaylen Brown trade. You're going to bring up the Denver Nuggets pick that the Nets got in the MPJ trade right now?
Just hear me out. Yes.
Can you save it for the commercial break?
No, just answer this real quick.
What?
Adam Silver changed the tanking rules.
Yes. Oh, great question.
It is a good question. If the Nuggets stink,
correct,
they stink the year before the Nets get their pick.
Nets can't get the pick.
So they'll get screwed.
Correct.
By the rules that weren't in place at the time they made that trade.
That is my understanding, yes.
Well, that's BS.
I know it's BS.
You got to be grandfathered in with
I agree
the picks.
with you. I agree with you.
I remember if you're listening.
I remember reading that they have restrictions on how often you could pick in the top 5. Those should be waived if it's not your pick.
Exactly. Especially picks that were done before this move.
1,000%.
Now I'm panicked about that pick.
You should be. Let's face it, the Nets are never winning anything. We live in a world in which they will be losers for the rest of time. There are two franchises I feel that way about, the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Jets. The Mets make me think that sometimes, but I don't know, every couple of years they do something weird.
Oh, no, the Mets.
Like every once in a while you get 2015 or 2024.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like every once in a while they accidentally are awesome and fun.
I don't know, man. The Knicks won.
What does that mean?
It was over 50 years.
Nah, I get you.
By the way, Evan, Don Mattingly apparently made a bad double switch with Matt Kemp on May 25th, 2013.
Thank you.
Connor,
Bad move.
You try too hard.
He also went to the mound 2 times in one game, July 20th, 2010. 2 times in the same inning.
Oh.
Had to pull the pitcher out.
Oh. It's 16 years ago.
This is
terrible.
Egregious.
He's learned his lesson.
I honestly, jokes aside, I remember in the postseason with one of those Dodger teams just walking away saying, boy, he can't manage out of a paper bag. And so it has stuck with me for all these years that I don't think he's a great manager. Is he a good guy? Absolutely. Do I understand why Yankee fans love him? Mm-hmm. Of course. Has he had some success? Yes. But it stuck with me. I just don't think he's a good manager.
Okay. Well, watch him win a World Series this year.
Let me ask you a question then. Big Shot. Let's see how tough you are.
All right.
And
I'm
by
not tough at all.
By the way, Big Shot, since you're talking so much Nets today, where are our jerseys? Yo, me and my 2 sons, Mikel Brown jersey. Where is it?
He doesn't have a number yet.
Number
Evan.
0. Go get it.
We don't know that he's wearing 0.
I'm pretty confident about it. Go get it.
Okay, you know what, Big Shot? What did I tell you about ordering the jerseys?
I don't remember what you told me.
I need the sizes.
Oh, let me see if it's available online right now. Yeah, they're right here.
All right.
Fanatics, what are you waiting for? You owe me something. When you owe someone something, you go get it. You owe it to me. I'm looking at it right now. It's available. Son of a bitch.
Dude, I will buy you and your son.
That just says a lot about your character.
You didn't give me the sizes.
Okay. You want the sizes
yes,
right now?
I'll order them tonight.
All right.
Done.
A large for me.
Text them to me. You're like my wife. My wife will send me to the store with 9 things. I'll come home with 7. I'll go, I told you to text me the list.
That's fine. I'll give that to you, but all I know is right now at the NBAstore.com. Now, the black jerseys are the only ones I see.
Okay.
I may want to wait just to
They
see
might do a
what
rebrand, yeah.
I may want to wait on the rebrand. All right, you know what?
Be very careful with your words. I was going to wait till closer to the season. You tell me when you want it. Okay?
I'll ask the boys.
All right. And today's window seat is brought to you by Windorama. Save up to 40% on new windows and doors. And I'm putting Evan Roberts in the window seat. He has until the next 3 days to give me those Nets jersey sizes.
And then what? It goes away?
Then the window shuts like the 76ers thought they were getting. Evan Roberts in the window seat. Thank you to Windorama.
No, that's BS because you're going on vacation. So now I didn't get a text message. I don't get your jerseys anymore. You are giving me and my 2 sons Mikel Brown jerseys. For those that are not aware, he was drafted by the Nets. Just in case they're like, who the hell is Mikel Brown?
We've done more Nets in July than we had all season
I know.
long.
I apologize to the audience. We'll come back with more of your calls, 888-808-1019. And where should LeBron James end up? And should Knicks fans be open to the possibility of him joining your team? It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash.
This July 4th weekend, America turns 250. The Knicks gave us something to believe in. The Yankees look to get back on track. The Mets try to blast their way out of the basement. The Giants and Jets are ready to light the fuse on training camp. Burgers on the grill, fireworks in the sky, and you hanging with us all July 4th weekend to celebrate America's 250th. Your home for New York sports is 101.9 FM WFAN.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The United States advanced to the 2026 World Cup round of 16 with a resilient 2-0 victory over Bosnia and Herzegovina. Flo Balogun opened the scoring just before halftime, but was red-carded in the 64th minute. Down to 10 men, Malik Tillman sealed the historic win with a spectacular 82nd minute free kick. I'm Addie Bates.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
The World Cup is here, and NJIT, the #1 public university in New Jersey for alumni success, is putting you in the action. Track how loud your city is with the Fan Sentiment Hub built by NJIT's Martin Tuckman School of Management. Visit njit-worldcup.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Listen weekdays to Evan and Tiki for the Call of the Day. Brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. The World's Game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2-up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the World's Game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals, regardless of the final outcome of the match. Make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
At Bank of America, we support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge. What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Don't waste time looking for the lowest price on Bridgestone tires, because when it comes to Bridgestone tires, nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. That's right, you get the guaranteed lowest price, plus the most free services for life on your new Bridgestone tires. Town Fair Tire is the area's largest discount tire dealer with over 125 locations. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, and that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro Painters and get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th and let freedom and fresh paint ring.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Sponsored by BetMGM. Own your moment. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Spain versus Austria at the World Cup, and I think the Spanish Armada keep another clean sheet today. Austria have a decent offense. They scored 3 goals each against Jordan and Algeria, but the one great team they played in the group stage, Argentina, shut them out. Spain hasn't given up a goal yet in the tournament. I don't think that changes in this one. It's nearly plus money for Austria to get blanked. I'll take it. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
The conversation never stops on The Carton Show. Join Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle weekdays from 2 to 7. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. No Mets or Yankees tonight. That's a real gift to Americans as we approach the 4th of July. The Yankees, though, can fall a full 4 games back at Tampa tonight if the Rays beat the Royals. Portugal and Croatia highlight a 3-game slate of World Cup games. That game begins at 7 p.m. And the Madison Square Garden is looking, we think, to host the great Taylor Swift wedding tomorrow.
Yeah. So has that been confirmed that that's happening?
So it hasn't, but it's one of those things like wink, wink. We can't confirm it, but it's happening.
Gotcha.
They're wheeling castles in there.
Wow.
What do you think a cocktail hour has there?
Oh, I can only imagine.
What do you mean? Well, imagine it. What do you think it has there? I'm asking.
I don't know.
You know, it's got to be a fancy wedding. Are they wheeling out New York style pizzas? Are we going fancy with the crab cakes?
I mean, I don't.
Is there a quiche?
This is your
pigs in a blanket.
This is your realm. I don't know.
Seafood tower.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know, and I don't care. So
you're not interested? This
No,
is like
not
America's royal wedding.
No, I mean, if it was on TV, I'd probably turn it on for 10 seconds. But no, I'm not fascinated by the food that they serve, no.
Do you think they hang a banner at Madison Square Garden that says Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce with the date?
I don't think they're going to do that.
Will they be able to run the AC lower than 78 degrees?
Great. Damn it, I should have asked the mayor that yesterday.
Yeah, the mayor said that. But that's like, I've heard that before. And my answer, I hate to be a jerk, is always like, what are you going to do? You're going to come into my house and stop me?
Yeah, I actually have background on this.
Yeah.
I was told by somebody in the air conditioning business, has nothing to do with energy, that it's about the way the homes and the apartments in the Northeast are insulated, that the air conditioning just won't hold up at your lower temperature. So it rises to 78 anyway.
Oh, I believe that.
And therefore, you're better off setting it. Otherwise, you're going to end up breaking your air conditioning.
No, I believe that. I'm not saying that any of that stuff is wrong. I'm just saying that when I go home tonight and my wife has the temperature set at 80 because that's what she likes to do, and I move it, I'm probably moving it to 71. Now, whether it makes a difference or not, I don't know. I trust your AC people.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I'm not listening to that rule.
Okay.
Now, I don't live in the city, luckily.
Neither am I.
Okay. Just making it clear.
Yeah.
Oh, quick thing about Niagara Falls, and we'll get back to your calls.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the falls were breathtaking and beautiful. First time I'd ever seen it. I did the Maid of the Mist, which is the boat tour, and you see the water, and there was this great rainbow. Like,
the poncho on, the whole deal.
The poncho, like, unbelievable. Can't say enough about how awesome it is. Did a hot air balloon.
You did the balloon.
Survived it. Yeah, my kids got into a fight on the top of the hot air balloon.
Are you serious?
And they were literally pushing each other. I was...
Dude, that would have gave me anxiety. That would have been... They would have heard curse words out of my mouth.
Oh, no. There was anxiety.
Yeah, okay.
There was a lot going on there. Two boys that fight a lot. But the falls are amazing. The town sucks. It is like an over-the-top Atlantic City cheese fest.
Thank you.
And so that I agree with.
And the other side is just a park.
Yeah, the other side ain't that good either. I walked over the Rainbow Bridge to Canada. We went into a 4D theater. It smelled like rotten egg. It was not.
It's kind of gross.
It's gross. Like the beauty is there. The stuff built around it, not good.
I agree.
That'd be my answer.
It's very outdated. And again, I just tell everybody going up there, you're in and out in a couple hours. That's the way I look at it. Do the boat, walk across the bridge, get out of there.
I agree. Now, LeBron James.
All right, what do we got?
So, LeBron isn't going back to the LA Lakers. I was wrong about that. I think we made LeBron predictions a few months ago, and I thought he would return. Lakers have ruled it out. LeBron's ruled it out. It wasn't mutual. The Lakers dumped his ass. LeBron tried to pivot and say, oh, moving on. And now the rumors are afloat. You've heard Golden State. You've heard Cleveland. Nick Friedel, who I can't stand, is reporting it's either Golden State or Cleveland. Who the hell knows? But LeBron may be open to anybody. And he also may be recording a documentary to kind of film his final season in the NBA. Very LeBron-like, if you will.
It's so weird. I never knew LeBron to want attention.
Yeah, this is stunning. I don't think any of us saw this coming.
I don't like LeBron James.
Where do you want to see him?
Because of the documentary?
Just in general. Like, I'm giving you all the info. Documentary. We know he can still play even if it's not 82 games. We know what comes along with it. Like, I know where I want to see him play. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
The Knicks. I would give anything for LeBron James.
I don't like LeBron James.
To be a Knick. I would give anything for some of their fans to have to root for him.
That's interesting.
Now, with all that said, I think that you get him on a veteran's minimum. Why wouldn't you want him? Like, let's be real about this for a second. As much as it's ego and you don't like him and he turned you down 15 years ago.
LeBron James!
Like, from a basketball standpoint, on a veteran's minimum, you'd have to be, like, crazy to not want the guy. But I want to see you guys have to deal with the crazy. So I'm admitting it gives you a better chance of winning an NBA championship. But I just think it would be such a sideshow. And then the bending over and the confusing reactions from everyone who works here. Because I kind of get the sense that everyone who works here would not want LeBron James.
Yeah.
But they would be forced to root for him. And so for me, as a sick, twisted Net fan, I will fully endorse LeBron James to the New York Knicks.
James!
Sign me up. Give it to me.
All right, so...
Give it to me!
He's a cocky ass.
I think he still ultimately ends up in Cleveland, but is that really what I want? I mean, screw those people.
I didn't ask you where you think he's going.
Where
I said
I want-
where you want him to go.
I'll give you one. I think the 76ers.
Oh, Philly.
Now that they've gotten Jaylen Brown, because put it this way, it is easy, whether you like the Knicks or not, it's so easy to root against everything Philadelphia. It's easy to root against LeBron James. But whatever they're building here, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, now throw all these personalities in a pot, and if they end up being pretty good, watching LeBron basically thorn in the side the Knicks and stop a repeat, potentially, or whatever, maybe Philly just gets the bad version of LeBron and they deal with more misery. It's a win-win sort of for me.
No, I get you.
And I think
that's a good one.
And also, seeing him interact with Joel Embiid behind the scenes, give me that.
It's just weird. Like, LeBron James could do whatever he wants, and he's an all-time great player, and nothing he's going to do in his final season, to me, is going to really change any of his legacy. You hate him, you hate him. You love him, you love him. You think he's over. And nothing's going to change that. If he's strictly deciding based on a championship, and I don't know what LeBron's deciding. I think Rich Paul came out and said it's off the court, it's on the court, it's being able to play golf. So I don't know. It could be warm weather, it could be cold weather, I have no idea what he wants.
Now, Cleveland and Golden State, not exactly warm in the winter.
No doubt. But if he is saying, I want a championship. I was talking to Carton in the hall, and he's like, he just wants a championship. And he has said on the air on his show, he's already predicted the Boston Celtics. Interesting. By the way, I think that's up there and interesting, too.
It is very interesting.
And where does it leave him now after the Jaylen Brown trade? Maybe it makes them want him more.
I think it makes more sense now that Jaylen Brown's trade.
So it's a good one. If Craig's right and others are right that it is strictly winning a championship, and every team would be willing to take him because it's a veteran's minimum, what do you have to lose? I would rank it Oklahoma City 1.
Definitely.
I think that's an easy one. I think number 2 is
the Knicks,
either the Knicks or the Spurs.
The defending champs.
I know, but I got to include the Spurs, too. Wemby's only getting better. They just added Tobias Harris. Like, they were close last year. So I would go, I'm saying Spurs or Knicks. I'm not sure. It's very close. And the Knicks are third. And then after that, like, in terms of winning a championship, I'd go Philly.
Minnesota.
I'd go Cleveland.
Minnesota.
Put it this way. Golden State's not in the top 8.
Here's the only thing
the Golden State thing is weird, man.
The only thing that I wouldn't mind about Golden State is that as far as national TV goes, they already shoved too much LeBron and Golden State down my throat. If you're going to do it, just combine teams, and at least I get one team out of there, and I know I'm just watching a ton of one team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, but doesn't do it for me. The Golden State one is the least appealing of the places you could go.
And you wouldn't want to see Steph Curry and LeBron in a playoff game together?
No, because it's not going to work. Dude, they're in the 30s. It's got Laker vibes with Karl Malone and Gary Payton all over it.
But even if it doesn't work, who cares?
I don't think
What do you care? You're not a Golden State fan.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't even think it's going to be close to working. Like, I don't think we're going to get drama out of it. I think I think they could be a 7 seed. I think they could be in the play-in tournament. They're an old, broken-down team. I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't appeal to me at all. I think the Warriors are the least appealing team he could go to. I'd be more drawn in by him coming to Brooklyn and playing with the kiddies and saying, sit on my lap, son. No, sit on my lap, son. Julius, get out of my way. I think that's more appealing than the Warriors. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan, but.
I also think the idea of if LeBron has one more magic run in him, making Cleveland not losers again and changing James Harden's legacy by making him a champion.
Well, okay. That's another phrasing of this. So there's always, what do you want? What do you think is best for a championship? Like, there's a lot of little different layers to this. In terms of what should he do, if he wants to alter his legacy. And again, I'm skeptical anything can change his legacy. The only answer is Cleveland.
Yeah.
Just based on the full symmetry. It's where he's from. He's already won a championship there.
And when he did it, he already came back once. He can come back again.
Yeah, that's the answer. It's the only answer that makes sense. I think everything else is awkward. Him in Philly is awkward. Him with the Knicks, as cool as it is, awkward. Even him back in Miami is awkward. They're not going to win anything either.
We had a caller yesterday bring up, because it makes sense, doing the LeBron thing with the Wizards because Anthony Davis is there.
Just going to D.C.
And closing it out and seeing if you're better than LeBron was to close your career.
No, you're missing something else.
Because of DeBonston.
Nope, keep going. What else about D.C. makes it very weird? Come on, man.
Because of the politics?
No, keep going. The politics. This guy can't get his head out of his ass.
Well, D.C., they got Anthony Davis, they got Trae Young, they got A.J. DeBonston. What am I missing?
What are you missing? You're not thinking
Is
the right way.
Jaden Daniels, maybe?
Close. No, not close at all.
What?
What have we said about Aaron Rodgers going to Minnesota? What have we said about that? That he's oddly trying to follow Brett Favre's footsteps?
Well, that's exactly what he said. But you...
No. You didn't say anything. What about D.C. would be odd in terms of single white female? Go ahead.
What I just said about Jordan that you didn't listen to.
Oh, Jordan. You said that already?
I said...
My bad.
I said the last thing left you have to compare to Jordan is being better than he was with the Wizards to end your career.
He said Jordan?
I just said that.
I don't know if I remember that, to be honest.
Pull the tapes!
He's going to.
Pull them!
Dude,
you were thinking about your own thoughts. You missed me say that.
No, I'm going to... Can I make you a bet?
Yeah.
$100. You didn't say Jordan.
Jordan never left my mouth.
$100.
Okay. Thank you. If I have to pay, you don't get the jerseys.
What? No, the jerseys are coming.
Connor, pull the tapes.
He's working on it.
I'm working on it right now.
In the meantime, let's take some calls, okay? We'll go back to it. Don't worry. AJ's in New Jersey. What's up, AJ?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. What's on your mind?
So the Yankees, I'm a huge Yankee fan, 162 guy. This has not been good. This is not acceptable. What the hell are we doing, man?
Yeah. No kidding. It's not acceptable, but the Yankees accept it, and they're going to blame it on injuries. And don't worry, Trent Grisham and Ryan McMahon are back. That'll save everything.
Trent Grisham will help, but Ben Rice, though he hit the home run the other day, and Cody Bellinger need to be better.
Yeah. I mean, Rice had a couple chances late in that game yesterday.
No doubt. A lot of this is guys who are already here just being better. Let's go to Ted and Hewlett. What's up, Ted?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
First of all, Jason Williams, real quick. He works out of my gym sometimes in Garden City, New York. I won't mention the name. I met him. I recognized him. I said hello. One of the nicest, most polite, humble guys I ever met. He started a charity to help people coming out of prison. I have all my heart out to him. I just want you to know that. I don't know him personally. I've met him many times. It's awful what happened. I would just keep in mind, Jason Williams, the person, is a really good guy. At least he is now, and I look up to him. On the Yankees, look at what happened. At the end of the day, Aaron Boone never loved him. But at the same time, you can't blame all the injuries. You can't blame if our hitters aren't hitting as well as they should and our best hitters aren't even playing.
But Ted, you're doing the same thing we all do when managers are on the hot seat. We say, well, it's not his fault. This guy's hurt. This guy's not playing well. You can do this with any manager who's ever been fired. You can say, well, it's not their fault. Sometimes in baseball, you make a move to spark a team. It happens a lot. Now, Connor Green has gone through the tape. While Shaun was suggesting Washington Wizards as a spot for LeBron, he said everything but Michael Jordan. Then when I brought up Michael Jordan, he said, I said that. I said, you never said it. We have examined the tape, Connor. What did we find?
Doing the LeBron thing with the Wizards because Anthony Davis is there.
Just going to D.C.
And closing it out and seeing if you're better than LeBron was to close your career.
No, you're missing something.
You know,
you didn't say Jordan.
You didn't say Jordan.
You
didn't say Jordan.
I said LeBron.
How can I compare LeBron to LeBron closing out with the Wizards?
You didn't say
that's a
Jordan.
technicality. I won't make you pay. That's BS, and you know it. Play it again.
Okay.
I want to make sure the LeBron thing with the Wizards because Anthony Davis is there.
Just going to D.C.
And closing it out and seeing if you're better than LeBron was to close your career.
How
can he be better than himself? You know what I meant.
The reason I said you're missing...
But I think the bet was you had to say Jordan.
Thank you. You didn't say Jordan. Are you leaving?
That's not the spirit of the rule, and you know it. You know it too, Connor. Shame on you.
Shame on what? You didn't say Jordan's name. Say his name, bitch. You didn't say his name.
Can you agree you knew what I meant?
I didn't, which is why I was waiting to say, what about the weirdness to the way Jordan's career ended? Which ended horribly in D.C. He was there for 2 years. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Which was my point. Seeing if you're better than LeBron was.
See?
How could he be better than he is?
It's like in Jeopardy when you don't answer a question with what is, they disqualify
you know
you.
what?
That's just how it is. A technicality.
Yeah, you lost, man. Now I'm a good guy. I'm not going to take your $100 because I don't want to promote betting like that.
I'll do more stitching on the jerseys when I get the kids.
More stitching on the jerseys.
I won't go hot press.
Okay.
Seeing if you're better than LeBron was, we'll workshop that.
Donnie's in Inwood. What's up, Donnie?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Bless you and your family.
Appreciate it. You too.
No problem. I was actually thinking about the whole LeBron thing because funny as it sounds, a long, long time ago, I made a bet with my cousin that LeBron was going to come to the Knicks. We bet $50. Obviously, it never happened. But I think back in the day, it was just more like since the stigma of the Knicks was losing, he just didn't want that load on him. But he's so talented that he could play any position. He took 10 more years. He could be a center. You know what I mean? And still dominate.
I agree. Or he could play 10 more years as a 15 to 20 minute a night player. Like, honestly, I don't even think you're wrong. Now, he's not going to do that. I think it's clear it's his final year. But you weren't the only one. Jerry Recco made this prediction a decade ago. Like, I think it was after LeBron chose to go to Miami. He said with Boomer and Carton at the time, I bet you LeBron ends his career with the Knicks. But Jerry meant it, and he's talked to me about this, as almost a mocking. Like, the Knicks still won't have it figured out, and they'll finally get the guy when it's too little too late. That is not the case right now. If LeBron joins the Knicks, it's almost like Durant joining the Warriors.
It is, yeah.
It's like, hey, LeBron, I need one more title. I'm going to suck off the nipple that is the New York Knicks. So if anything, it's not that same embarrassment that I think Jerry and others predicted. It would almost be this, you see, LeBron, now you need us.
Yeah, isn't there a certain sweetness to that if you're a Knicks fan? They go, wow, not only are we a champion, it's that much approved that LeBron wants to come.
I'm trying to put myself in Knicks fan shoes here. I would take him. I think I would get over everything and almost laugh and say, oh, you need us now. Come on down. We'll try to get you a title. Because if the Knicks win again, it isn't going to be LeBron's title. It's going to be Jalen Brunson's title.
But who loses minutes as a result of that?
Josh Hart.
Even more so than OG on the wing. I guess, yeah. But I don't know. That's still a tough pill.
Oh, it's mean. Oh.
I mean, he's the roommate.
Josh Hart, you're an idiot.
I'm just saying. It's business, man.
All right.
Plus, LeBron, you're going to baby him the entire season anyway. He's going to miss games. He's going to be on minute restrictions. Like, you're going to baby him.
Now, as a season ticket holder, how much do those resales go up?
I knew this was coming.
Now, if it's his farewell year and it's being documented, they're already going to be expensive, right? The Knicks
Yeah,
off
it's a great question because the Knicks are already going to be, forget me, just in general, like a red-hot ticket.
Like, does it add anything?
I think it adds a little bit. I think it becomes even more obscene than it already probably
Maybe like
will
the
be.
5 crappiest games on the schedule are now completely elevated?
I think the last regular season game at Madison Square Garden will be through the roof.
Would you go?
Would I go to LeBron's Let's go last Knicks. game? Probably not.
It's also not going to be his last game. He's going to be in the postseason.
That's true. No, I don't. Look, I have great respect for LeBron James. I think the way people talk about him makes me laugh. Like, no offense. I'll try to use 2 examples. I know I don't want to just pick on Craig, but he hates LeBron James. He's irrational 80% of the time. Sometimes he's right, by the way, but he just hates everything he does. And then who's like a LeBron lover in the media? Who would I use?
Nick Wright is one of the biggest.
Who?
Nick Wright on Fox Sports.
Nick Wright, okay. Not familiar with his game, but I'll take your word for this. Big LeBron guy. He probably, and that's the thing I have to say probably because I don't watch him, listen to him. I'm not saying he isn't good at his job. I don't consume him.
Yeah, you're not familiar with him.
Not familiar. I've heard of him. I don't watch him all the time.
He's a good dude. I've worked with him.
I'm sure he's a wonderful dude. It's nothing personal. I don't want to speak on his opinions without knowing them, but I trust Connor. He's a LeBron guy. He's probably so irrational in talking about him. It's like Democrats and Republicans. You're all a bunch of idiots. Like, most of the time, you're just a bunch of hacks. You're homers.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're right. And I, as someone who has no strong opinion about LeBron James, I just call it like it is, I laugh at both sides.
I don't like LeBron James.
I just look at it and I'm like, all right, you're right. He's a media whore, Craig. I'm with you. And Nick Wright, you're right. He's one of the greatest players I've ever seen. What was my point?
I don't know, but I have another question to ask now. Now I'm fascinated by season tickets.
Forgot where it was going. Yeah, season tickets.
Yeah.
I don't have, he's hurt me as a fan. Sure, I've lost to him. I don't have a connection to him where I need to be at his last game. Means nothing to me.
Okay.
Great player, respect him. I've seen him play a lot. I took my oldest son, Jet, to see him play Lakers Nets a few years ago. He put on a show. I'll always appreciate that. But I don't feel the need to have to be in the building to watch him again.
Right. Okay, so now you're a season ticket over 2 teams. Are you rooting against LeBron signing with the Warriors because it takes away the extra paycheck?
I didn't even think about that.
Think about it. Because usually, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Warriors with Steph Curry whenever they come to town.
Now I am.
And the Lakers with LeBron whenever they come to town, it's usually a hot resale ticket.
So I wasn't, but now that you bring it up, yes.
Because it's almost taken away 2 more paydays on the resale market.
Fair point. You got me.
So rooting against LeBron.
I want him to go to Orlando now. That's. I didn't even think about that. I think that sometimes you assume and others assume that I'm only thinking about like how it benefits me.
Yeah, well, that's how most people think because that's.
And sometimes I'll do it and I'll admit it and I'll say, hey, this benefits me. I did not think about LeBron and where he's going in terms of how it benefits me.
Will you now this weekend, now that I brought it up?
Yeah. Now I want him on an Eastern Conference team.
Okay.
You got.
All right, good.
Yes.
You got that on the record.
I want on teams that don't sell. How about he just signs with the Nets at this point?
Well, then you make a lot of money on this. By
Taking his talents to Brooklyn.
Connor, suddenly, I won't get a single invite to a game next year, by the way. What are you talking about? You always said no to me about, excuse me?
Could you imagine just the reaction, not just locally, but nationally, if LeBron James is like, yeah, sign with the Nets?
Be hysterical.
Like, what would people even say?
I
mean, what would this radio station say?
They'd be relevant.
I get it, but like, what would the opinion even be?
They'd laugh.
They would just laugh. They'd be like, LeBron.
You know what it would be?
He went to bootleg New York.
I don't like LeBron James.
Forget what the record was and how it turned out. It would be very Brett Favre to the Jets after the Giants won a Super Bowl-esque.
Yeah. So they'd mock the Nets and LeBron.
Oh, you had to get the back pages. You had to go get LeBron. You're not going to win anything with LeBron. He's 50.
Which I agree with.
Yeah. I'll tell you who'd love it. Junior's Cheesecake. That place lines out the door. 41 nights a year. You kidding me?
Place would be packed. Let's go to Ronnie in Montville. Hey, Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie. Ronnie going.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, you just made it. Made it. Go ahead.
Ronnie, we're going to have to give you a red card, man.
Oh, jeez. I tried. Let's go to Mike in Brooklyn. Hey, Mike. Hello, Mike. Boy, we're finishing strong.
Hey.
It is all right.
All right.
Hey, sorry.
All right.
Okay, so first of all, I think it's ridiculous to talk about flying with the animal. Okay, so I completely disagree.
Why? Why is it ridiculous? The team's lost 7 in a row, and they are once again lifeless in the middle of the summer.
So what? 7 in a row. You're comparing Mendoza's situation with Aaron Boone when Mendoza had 4 months or 5 months from last year to this year, and the Mets were 10 games under 500.
Mike, it's been 9 years. No World Series. What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? 2 weeks ago, the Yankees were where Tampa is right now. Tampa was in a losing streak. The Yankees were in a winning streak.
And they gave it all back. Mike, they're 5 games back in the loss column, and they're lifeless. They just had the worst offensive week in your lifetime. You understand that?
You don't have to yell. You don't have to yell.
I do, though.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm sorry.
But think of it rationally. It ain't even July just started. You got 3 more months of baseball.
Oh,
and
God willing.
the Yankees are still very content.
So, Mike, 2 things. Number 1, the comp shouldn't be to Mendy. It should be to Rob Thompson. Because the Phillies lost in the same round the Yankees lost last year to a better team. Obviously, the team that ended up winning the World Series in the Los Angeles Dodgers. And, yes, they got off to a really bad start, but I think Rob Thompson would be more of the comparison. Number 2, and I buried this a little bit. I mentioned it briefly, but it's one of the reasons why my antenna goes up. When Aaron Judge came out and questioned the guy's lack of focus.
Yeah.
When Aaron Judge says that, whether you like it or not, suck it. That's an indictment on the manager.
Well, why isn't the manager saying that?
I agree.
Instead of saying we're built for this. Are you? Yeah, we are built. You know who's built for it? The fans, because we sit through the same garbage every year.
I think
it's a sickness.
I think it's a fair thing to bring up. When the captain of the team, who's currently on the IL and no sign of him returning, comes out and says, hey, I spoke to the team. There's a lack of focus.
There's no urgency.
And no urgency. That's Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
I don't know how that wouldn't make you say, well, that's strange. How come the manager didn't do that?
And also, they're still in contention. Again, the Yankees being a byproduct of being the best team in a crappy league shouldn't be a justification for keeping Aaron Boone. And I'm not even at midnight for firing him yet, but don't act like it's an outrageous comment.
Well, and that's the point. I am not endorsing firing him yet. Shaun isn't even there yet. But I think it's very important because you didn't hear it this morning with Boomer mocking Yankee fans for the idea of wanting to fire him. I don't want to put words in the mouth of my good friend Big Mac.
It was Chris McMonaco His fat ass.
But I presume he'll mock any Yankee fan that wants to fire Aaron Boone. Is that a fair guess on Big Mac's opinion?
Yes.
That if the first caller to the Carton Show today says, "Hey guys, big fan, long time listener, first time
McGonagall.
They got to fire Boone."
The injuries.
I have a feeling that my dear friend Big Mac's going to lose his mind.
Welcome to hell.
And
I think Big Mac was pissed off yesterday.
McGonagall.
I got to be fair about it.
Well, there's one thing to be pissed off. Is another thing to say, yes, it's okay to actually have this discourse. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know who would agree with this discourse? Aaron Boone himself.
Of course. He's been around the game.
He
all the time.
understands.
Here's a call to the bullpen you can make.
What?
Ask for a salad.
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying to lose some LBs. In
Macaroni.
fact, beginning on Monday, I'm going to start biking to work.
You said you were starting that this week.
I couldn't do it this week. It's 112 degrees outside.
So you're already excuse making.
Did you want me to drop dead? Actually, don't answer that.
Cooling stations, 311. You got it all taken care of. Kids in the pool. Like I told you. Me and the Doms, let you know.
Well, since you're off next week, we'll be tomorrow, 10 a.m., me and you.
We'll figure that out later.
I think that's his way of saying he won't be here, but I will be.
Don't take bows. I sat here yesterday by myself. I sat here all week without you.
We're going to go
you
old
went
school.
to Canada, Mr. America.
All right. We're going to go old school tomorrow. It's going to be like a Saturday in 2017. Evan Roberts solo from home. It's like a 2017 rewind.
The Rico live tomorrow at 10.
No, I'm going to avoid Met Talk, or at least I'll try. The Carton Show is coming up next. I'll be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your very hot day.
America